Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Redeemables after quite a layoff.
Yeah.
About 5-6 weeks, I think it was in the end.
So much has happened, and yet nothing has happened.
For those that don't know, we are a podcast where we watch movies that scored 50 or below on the Metacritic scale and decide to either redeem them or nail them to the cross.
To the cross.
My name is Kenny, and today I'm joined by an elite military sniper that's gone rogue, Duff.
Me. Oh.
Hey, how you going?
Yours is good as well. And, of course, an arrogant veteran drifter, BJ.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's an upgrade.
With Tom Cruise in the news at the moment, begging people to go back to the cinemas, and off the back of his success with Maverick. He's begging people.
Yeah.
Did you not see the thing where he's hanging out the side of the plane? They're recording part of the new Mission Impossible.
That's just what he does.
Yeah.
And then how he gets to work.
Yeah. And then he drops at the end, "See you at the movies!" And then he falls backwards out of the plane. It's fucking
really?
great. Yeah. It's really great. Look it up.
No, I'm not gonna, but
Okay.
well, you described it pretty well.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I can picture it in my head.
But he's basically just thanking everyone for going to the movies and
you're welcome,
keeping
Tom.
the business alive. Yeah.
I seen Maverick at the movies
Yeah, so did I.
by myself, and it was a fucking spectacular time.
Right. How many times did you go to the movies this year? Or last year, I should say.
Well, my kid, if it didn't have
Not
my
including
kid
kids
every
movies.
week,
Not including kids movies.
I don't go to them anyway. I reckon about 4 times.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I used to go 20 times a year.
Yeah.
I used
And
to go.
now I'm like twice.
I
I used to go once a fortnight.
It's a shame. I'm part of the fucking problem.
I went last week.
Yeah.
And
What'd
it
you
was
see?
the first time.
Avatar?
Avatar.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
I just wanted to. I got to sit in the couch and be served food for 3 hours.
Oh,
in a
you
gold
did
class.
the gold class.
Do a gold
Yeah.
class. I don't do it at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just.
Nah,
Just-
I'm a big cinema guy. I want the mega stadium VMAX, whatever it's called.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll go VMAX or Gold Class. I won't do the little tiny little.
No.
It had been 3 years since I been to the cinema, so the screen
wow.
could have been half the size, and I still been like, wow. As soon as they started bringing me spring rolls and shit, I was in heaven.
It's really advanced. What's
Come and watch my
Digital
mini projector.
Dolby.
Come and watch my projector in my garage. I stream
Is that a legitimate invitation, Ken?
I illegally stream the UFC every second Sunday. It's a $200 projector. It's unreal. Anyway, so with all that said,
fucking projector plug? Sorry, carry on.
I couldn't resist doing a cruise film.
Yeah.
I just felt it's very relevant. And the Oscars coming up, Maverick's getting spoken about as
Yeah.
well, which is
Yeah.
wild.
Gonna get a nom.
Does that mean the Redeemies are coming up soon?
The Redeemers are coming up
Prepare
soon.
your bodies.
And also our predictions for the year to come and what we might see on the Redeemables this year as well. We've got to do that app. So back to this pod, though.
Yeah.
I have chosen 2012's Jack Reacher.
You think I'm a hero? I am not a hero. And if you're smart, that scares you. Because I have nothing to lose. Remember, you wanted this. Really?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. I was surprised.
I know. So, spoiler for everyone. I know Duff likes this film because we've watched it. We've watched it together before.
I was trying to be
Yeah.
fucking coy, like, yuck.
So for that,
I don't think anyone's shocked to hear that Duff enjoys this
No.
film. So it's not
I
that
don't
much
know
of a
whether.
spoiler.
Yeah, I don't know whether you do though, and I'm very keen to.
I'm going to keep
find
my
out.
powder dry.
Please
First
do.
cliche of
Yeah.
2023, everyone. There you
Okay,
go.
I thought we were going to come up with some new ones moving into the
Pulp
new.
Fiction.
Is this a new season of the podcast?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay,
What?
season 2.
Yeah, season 2.
Season 2?
This is season
Yeah.
2, first ep of season 2.
I'm not ready for that.
I like it.
Because some motherfuckers always trying to skate uphill.
Nah.
To the cross, to the cross.
Nah. It's all cut out. It's all cut out. All right, for those that don't know, Jack Reacher is a 2012 American action thriller film written and directed by Christopher McQuarrie, starring Tom Cruise and based on Lee Child's 2005 novel One Shot. Cruise portrays the title character, and the supporting cast features Rosamund Pike, Werner Herzog, Robert Duvall, David Oloho, Richard Jenkins, and Jai Courtney. Any
Jay
opinions
Courtney's
there?
my boy!
You're a Jay guy?
Big J guy.
I was Jai.
Yeah, I'm a Jai guy.
Yeah.
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 You say Jay, I say
say
Jai.
Jai.
Okay.
We'll ask him. If you're listening,
Right in.
yeah.
All right, so that was what the movie is. Now the Wikipedia plot synopsis. A homicide investigator digs deeper into a case involving a trained military sniper responsible for a mass shooting. That's it. Happy with that?
Is that the wiki?
That's it, yeah. That's good.
Gives you
I
nothing.
like it. Studio marketing tagline.
Oh, it's our favourite.
I'm big on this one. You ready? The law has limits. He does not.
Oh, I
Hey,
like that.
hey,
I
hey.
like it.
Really
Hey,
good.
Yeah, lock it in.
Yeah.
More than one?
And it sums it up nicely as well. No, just one. There wasn't multiples.
Yeah, they just got to do the one. That one.
When you nail it like that, you don't
Yeah.
need to try again. Yeah. Stats, you guys want them?
I love stats. I'm a stats guy. I'm a stat man.
I'm trying so hard not to sing.
Don't.
I'm not gonna.
Don't.
I'm not gonna.
He's going to do it as soon as I start talking to you.
I've got willpower now.
Nah,
Season
he's gonna
2,
do
new Duff.
Okay. Budget, what do you guys reckon?
I'm a stat man.
It was
Oh, predictable Duff.
I reckon it's not a huge scale movie.
Oh, isn't it?
Tommy gets a pretty penny, right? But I want to go 60 million.
I'm gonna go 85.
You hit it on the nose.
Yeah.
It's 60 mil exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You looked it up, didn't
I'm
you?
off. No, I swear. I'm off to a good start.
That's,
So
keep score for the new season, actually.
I will
That's
now
one
that
for
I'm
you.
winning. Yeah.
Put it down.
Yeah, got it.
Tally it. GBO, can you go 2 from 2?
I'm going to go 185 million.
I'm around that mark as well, but I'm gonna go 186.
You're an asshole. You're the worst guy I know.
218.
Oh yeah, nailed it.
That's a big return.
Yeah,
That's a blockbuster.
I'm a little surprised given the way I remember it, which we'll obviously dive into later on.
Yeah, I'm not, because it's fucking Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, that's guaranteed. What, 100 million?
Yeah.
So if it's good, that's another 100 million.
If he thanks people for going to the cinema, that's another 25 million.
That's
Right.
The trailer for this,
Yeah,
wicked.
I was going to watch it.
Yeah, I did. I actually remembered it. I remembered it being wicked. So I remember when this film came out, just to sidetrack a little bit, because Duff was very excited about it.
'Cause I read the book?
He's a novel. He's a
Thought he
fan
might
of the
have.
novels. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hadn't ever read the novels, but because of his excitement and then explaining to me who Jack Reacher was as a character, I was like, fuck, I'm all in.
Yeah.
And then the trailer dropped and I was like, Jesus, that's beautiful. So yeah, big trailer, Tom Cruise, 218 mil.
That's good, man.
You were banking that before and you're like, it didn't matter. It could have been dog shit.
It's
and I was
probably a
doing
minimum
218
return
mil.
on it. Yeah.
The Metacritic, 50 on the dot.
Wow, snuck it in.
Very lucky to
it
get
in.
that one through.
Yep.
User review of 64.
I thought it'd be higher.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah, I know why it gets a bit of flack from
Yes,
critics.
we'll get into that when we get to the critics.
Okay,
Because you can kind of go, yeah, see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. They find a purpose, they stick to that purpose, and they can't fucking watch the
They go,
movie
yeah,
for what it is.
yeah.
But
And if you
yeah,
did that at the start of this, you're cooked.
yeah,
Yeah.
watch a movie like I did. Just fucking enjoy it.
Drunk.
Yeah, drunk. Drunk, alone,
A little weepy.
on a Tuesday morning.
Funny story. I did cry during this movie.
Right. Did you?
Opening credits.
You were out of cheese.
I'm never out of cheese, man.
It's got an MA15 rating,
Okay.
which is about where it needed
Mature
to be.
adults,
That's some pretty good fighting. That was pretty violent, pretty raw.
Yeah, it was raw fighting.
Was there enough blood
yeah.
for you guys?
Yes.
there was. And
Yeah.
It didn't need to be an
It
excess.
didn't need to be bloody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of the actual deaths, the fighting's one thing, but most of the actual deaths, there wasn't really blood because it was pretty much all at night. It was
Yeah.
mainly in the quarry at the end.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
the majority of
And
the
that,
deaths.
yeah, and it was just raw. That's all it was.
It was.
It was a theme. It was
Speaking
a violent
of-
theme.
It was
Speaking
a vibe,
of,
as the kids would say.
Speaking of deaths, how many do you reckon? Kill count.
33. Don't you?
I'll go 20.
Yeah, almost spot on. 19.
Oh, wow.
I would have thought it would be higher as well. Here's the breakdown: 7 for Reacher.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's it. And most of those, I think all of them are at the
He
quarry at the
maims
end.
a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Werner Herzog, and then the quarry at the end,
Yeah.
where he just shoots a bunch of. Yeah, he just.
Oh,
hurts
man,
him.
doesn't he?
We'll get to it. But when he fucking
Doesn't
beats
he?
the other guy's head with
I
the
have
other
that
guy's
as one
head.
of my favourite parts of the movie.
Oh, my God.
Do you reckon, just as an aside, when you're writing that in the script,
Yeah.
you're just chuckling to yourself,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you're like, I've just fucking peaked.
It's fucking. It's great. man.
You drop the pen, you walk out, you go, it's over, guys.
So 7 for Charlie, which is Jai Courtney's character, and
Yeah.
that would have been the 4 or 5 at the start.
Holding that
The
girl's
one guy,
mouth.
the one guy that won't chew his own fingers off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Credit to him.
What a way to
for
go.
not doing it.
Oh, imagine if you got halfway.
I was
I
thinking
can't go any further. Good effort, bang.
How'd you bite through the bone, you fucking creepy bastard? Fucking.
That's what
What are the logistics of this?
Hey, we'll get to it in the breakdown, but it's
'Cause
just
I
one of the
tried
most
it.
insane things you can possibly imagine doing.
Yeah.
Like your body won't allow it. Like your brain wouldn't allow you to put that much pain on yourself because it's such a long
Yeah.
That old guy was frostbite, so he probably couldn't. He was probably numb there.
Probably really hungry too.
Well, you can
This
get-
guy's just probably just come from Denny's.
What's the Japanese?
Where you cut off the
samurai?
finger?
Yeah. So you can imagine doing that because it's quick and easy, right?
That's why
so
he
you're
asked
just like
for a
with a
knife.
blade, bang.
Yeah.
But this
And then
is
you-
actually like because it's so slow.
I'd be
and
like,
you're literally.
can you
biting
do it? Can I
Yeah,
catch
yeah.
a raccoon? Like,
Yeah.
can we just work out another?
Another
we can do
way.
it. I don't need all these fingers, but I'm
can't.
not doing it myself.
I can't quite piece it together in my mind.
Yeah.
Whether that's humanly possible to chew off.
Can
your
I
own
shoot it
finger.
off even? Yeah.
So that was 7 and 7. So 7 for Reacher, 7 for Charlie. The other 4 were not actually really in the movie. So the other 4 were James Barr when they do the flashback to when he shoots the rapists.
Yeah.
Like the,
Okay.
What's that for?
Whatever they called.
Yeah.
That was 4, yeah.
The soldiers for hire.
What are
the
they called? What are they called?
mercenaries.
Mercenaries. That's the word.
Mercenaries. There we go.
The
Enough with the
mercenary
words.
It's my favourite kind of people that get attacked by creatures.
If the word is in the synopsis of a movie, I don't need to know anymore. I'm in. All right, you guys want some critic reviews?
Not really.
Yeah. Let's start the season off different.
It's funny because the last episode I did was Step Brothers.
Right.
And I've actually got a couple of guys back
Washington
that also
Post.
hated this. Joe Morgenstein,
Hey,
of course.
Joe,
Yeah,
the Morg.
classic Joe.
Yeah.
Jack Reacher, which Christopher McQuarrie directed from his adaptation of a Lee Child crime novel, is not just another dumb thriller. It's almost peerlessly self-important, weirdly incoherent, and eerily smarmy. It's also mysteriously inept, considering that Tom Cruise plays the title role. He gave it 0.
Why the fuck?
He also gave Step Brothers 0 as well. So this guy has given my 2
He's got
last
a thing,
movies.
right?
I want to go
Yeah.
through him and see what other things he hates.
Man, he's now officially my arch fucking nemesis. If he's given shit 0, then I'm given like 80 or whatever it is too.
I don't think everything's
We're
okay at
fighting.
home for Morg. I think Morg's got deeper issues.
Yeah.
Don't take it out on Tom Cruise.
Nah,
No, not Tommy.
that's not it.
And cinema.
Next one was Rex Reed of The Observer.
I don't care what he says. His name is excellent.
Yeah, great name. Strong name. Jack Reacher is mostly grim, violent, and stupid. 25.
Perfect.
Whoa, stupid.
Yeah.
How's it stupid? I thought it was very swami. I don't know what swami means.
Smarmy. Smarmy.
Yeah.
Chris Cabin of Slant. The film is an incompetent, manipulative, safe, and disposable as any number of nickel and dime actioners, but goes to great, unconvincing lengths to insist it's different. Disagree. I really strongly disagree with the word incompetent because it certainly was not that. It was a very well put together movie.
Yeah,
Like, it was clean. Like it was.
Oh man, the pace.
Yeah.
The pace alone got me.
Yeah. I also didn't think it was overly safe. Like the opening scene is innocent people getting fucking
That's
sniped.
Yeah.
one of my first notes. Yeah.
Yes, I would say it's the
And then
opposite.
going-
I'd say it's actually fucking brave. Tom Cruise in a movie where innocents are mowed down by a sniper rifle in the opening scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
So,
love.
sorry, Chris Cabin. No, I'm on a rant here. I'm on a rant about Slant. Chris Cabin, you fucking
freestyling.
no, but he's simply fucking wrong.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
not- it's, like your opinion's invalid.
Way too harsh. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the problem with them is they go in so hard for their hot takes and then they lose credibility because
And
they're
I'm-
shitting too hard.
I'm fine. Like the first guy, Joe Morgenstein, or whatever,
Hates life.
He had some pretty good point, like eerily smarmy. Sure, if that's the way you look at it. Like if that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
But like the incompetent and the safe,
definitely
not
not.
it, man.
Competence is really harsh.
So he gave it 25, but he's a dickhead, so I'm moving on. One of these days, these guys. They're still alive. We
Don't at
shouldn't
us.
speak of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't at me. And Hornaday of the Washington Post,
Hey, shout out Washington Post.
Jack Reacher is a wildly ill-advised miscalculation with Cruise's virtually unstoppable appeal butting uncomfortably against Reacher's alternately cocky and downright crude cynicism. 38.
See, that's word salad. That's a lot of words.
Yeah. I
For-
get her point.
I think I
I
blacked
don't.
out.
Um,
What happened?
I get her point. Like he's Mr. Charming. He oozes charisma.
That's
But
who
in
Jack
this-
Reacher is.
No, in this, Jack
Yes, he
Reacher's not
is.
overly charming in this. He's actually a bit of a dick sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just fucking honest. He's a free man.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, but he's very, very
crudely
charming.
honest, though.
Very charming, very
Is he?
charismatic. Yes,
Men
very
want to
much.
be him, women want to be him.
Very good. That is it for that.
Yeah, that was some really harsh criticism there. I think, I don't know why, you've triggered me with the word incompetent. For some reason, that particularly stings. Like, that's probably one of the worst things you can say.
Incompetent, yeah.
Incompetent is really harsh
Whenever
criticism.
people say it to me, I'm deeply hurt every day.
I shrug it off.
But I don't know. Yeah, so I'm struggling to relate to a lot of that criticism.
Yeah, I didn't love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's
I think there could be criticism made about this film,
Yes.
which I'm sure you're about to do. Maybe.
yeah, I have a couple. Yeah.
But I don't feel like it's that strong or the right wording that they use there.
To be honest, and it might be a slight indictment on the movie from my point of view, but like even eliciting that strong a reaction out of anybody surprises me.
Yep.
Like, I didn't think anybody loved it as much as Duff or hated it as much as the Morgue. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I've never encountered those two ends of the scale before.
And that speaks to the scoring.
Yeah.
So 50 on the Metacritic
Yeah.
and then 64 or whatever it was user.
Yep.
It's one of those just in the middle.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fine.
yeah.
That's basically what the film, it's fine.
It was enjoyable, right?
Yeah.
So I, just to cut the suspense,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Hey,
Oh,
great.
wow.
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank
yeah,
God.
it's flawed.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, what do you want to do? You want to do that first?
Let's go through the flaws because my hackles are up.
I don't really mind. Yeah, I mean,
give it to
I
us.
don't even really have a specific list,
Oh.
but other than the fact that I felt like it probably
We've had 6 weeks to prepare.
So when you tell me I'm incompetent,
In this instance,
fucking,
yes.
I'm going to need a minute. No, I feel that I sort of feel that the things that made it good
Yeah.
were also some of the things that were weaknesses, and I think that's to do with the fact that it's based on this character, this well-established,
Well established. Super
seminal
established.
novels. Like
25.
people love those books, right?
25.
25 novels?
That's
Yeah.
a lot of novels about
So
the same
many.
dude,
Yeah,
right?
so many.
Yeah, never read one.
Have you read them all?
No, not
Okay.
all.
Yeah.
But
I've read one.
Yeah.
I've definitely read about, I'd say 15.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I read
okay.
one just because you were so excited. So I was
Yeah.
like, I got to read one.
I don't read fiction. I've read like 2 fiction novels in the last 30 years.
There you go.
Yeah, it's not my thing.
I somehow out of the 25, and sorry, we'll go back to your criticism, but out of the 25, I just picked a random one. And I was like, that'll do. I want to read one. And it was great. I really enjoyed it. It was called The Killing Floor.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's what the TV show ended up being based on, was
Oh,
that
yes.
novel.
Oh,
What are
really?
the chances that I'd read the one
one out-
book? But I'm pretty sure The Killing
1 in
Floor is one of
25
the
are
more
the actual
popular ones.
chances.
Yeah.
But yeah, still like, and I read that. I read it when Indy was being born. So what's that? 5 years ago,
Right.
And then the show only got made this year. So
Show is fucking the best thing on TV.
So that's part of it as well, right?
literally
That
read
it's
it while
made-
she was being born. Yeah, like I was sitting in the chair at the back, just
Yeah,
reading
just
a
at home.
Jack Reacher novel.
Sir, it's a girl. Shut up! I'm on chapter 4!
It's a really good bit. No, so I felt that like it was fun, and I
Yeah,
enjoyed it on that level. And then there was a weird mix of depth,
yep.
but also not feeling fully formed in some parts. And
Okay.
I reckon that was because if I had to guess, and you probably did the research on it, may know, you guys both might know,
Probably not, but go on.
this felt like it was trying to launch a franchise.
Yes.
So this was going to be whatever Cruise was going to do whilst he was doing a million Mission Impossible movies as well.
Yeah, this was his next one.
This was his
probably.
darker, like he had, this is his yin to Ethan Lane.
Had Mission Impossible taken a little freeze there as well? Yeah, because Mission Impossible had like a good 6 or 7 years break between 3 and 4 or
Jesus
4
Christ, it
and 5.
didn't feel like it.
3 and 4, because Ghost Protocol changed the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So this might have been, all right, maybe Mission Impossible's done. Because they've done
Okay.
a trilogy by this point, I'm pretty
It's
sure.
dead.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
So
right, I
maybe
didn't know
this
that.
was,
Yeah,
you're
makes
exactly,
sense.
maybe
Yeah.
it is. Maybe
Yeah.
this is his next action franchise.
So there felt like a lot of things that I felt were going to be more fleshed out in the movies to come.
yeah.
And I felt that, despite that, though, there was a weird juxtaposition of the fact that, like, some of the characters, and Reacher was one of them, had depth.
Yeah.
You got enough depth, but the rest of it, I felt like we were at the start of something. Like,
Yeah,
even at
okay.
the end of it, I was like, oh, it felt like the first episode of a TV show.
I think that's what the books are. So you speak to this more than me, but like my understanding is like each book is basically an episode of a TV show.
Yeah, that's
pretty
so
much.
it's the same guy, and he just goes into a new town and solves a new problem.
Yeah.
And then he just goes to a new town and solves a new problem. Yeah.
He's just like he's free. Like, I'll go see this. On the way there, he'll go to a town.
Something's going on.
I believe he's a
Some
ghost.
small thing.
Drifter.
He's a drifter.
It's a direct quote, guys. But
Oh, sorry.
No.
I thought you guys watched the movie. Big fan, I heard.
So I've got a slight critic. Sorry, you keep going.
No, I was just going to say, so that I found it interesting to find out that this is based on one novel. Like, I wonder if it would have been more successful in my eyes if they had have just like sort of done a more of a kick-off. It's not obviously not the first novel.
No, I
either,
don't.
right?
I don't think they should.
So
do
did it
that.
start at the start? Like you've sort of
Does
felt
the first novel just start like this though? I can't imagine
I
it's
can't
him
even
as a
remember.
military police officer or anything.
No,
I feel like it would just
he-
kick off.
He
with-
starts. It starts off when he's a drifter.
Yeah.
Okay,
His
yeah,
whole
so there's no
idea of-
difference there.
He's going somewhere, like, because he will say, "Oh, I want to see this," and on the way there. Yeah,
Yosemite or whatever, and then he just
like
finds crimes on the way.
As an
Right.
example, yeah.
Like Supernatural.
But
Well, at the very last scene of this one, and he's on the bus, and
Yeah.
he turns around, he's about to beat the shit out of that guy. That's
Yeah.
So in regards to this,
Just
might be
solves problems.
episode 1.
yeah.
I feel the movie would be very weird if you went to another town straight after doing this and then starting another. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know.
I think,
if it was a TV show,
yeah, one
Which,
shot,
way too
such a
complex.
good book that I think they chose the perfect book to start it off, and it's up to the viewers to use your fucking heads.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is there all this
Yeah.
stuff? He gives a little bit away.
It's not hard to get.
yeah, but
Like,
no.
I'm not saying it's hard to get.
No.
Yeah,
But it just felt. It just felt to me like the first step. Then I didn't mind the way it finished. I thought that was actually quite a clever way to wind it up and to show that he's going to keep on drifting. He's going to keep on doing the right thing.
yeah,
But that to me was like, oh, here we go with the franchise.
yep.
So I just felt like they were leaving themselves they got sort of 2/3 the way there in terms of the growth of everything in it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And it was going to continue. And I've seen the second one as well,
never go back.
but no, probably won't. And again, I enjoyed it enough. That's what made me stop calling it Jack Reach Around, which I thought was hilarious for quite a long time. That was my bit for ages. You're welcome, everyone. I don't know how to quite put my finger on it.
It just
But
didn't
that's
feel
what's-
right.
It was really fun, but
Yeah.
it felt relatively, like one of the guys said, it felt relatively disposable in that regard.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
think that it didn't quite. There was nothing about it other than the way it was structured and formed and written that made me think this is going to be a franchise.
No, and I think I agree with you. I'm not sure I'd want 6 of these. I feel like the bit would get old after 2 or 3.
Yeah, people
Yeah,
said
like
that
it-
about
because-
James Bond, though.
Yeah, but it's a bit of a bit, like what he's doing, like the whole like real cocky, smarmy, like that sort of thing. Like that character's gonna wear you down. Well, I mean,
You might
I
be
don't know.
right.
Maybe the book certainly didn't. Did
Yeah,
that?
has
Yes, like,
Yeah, it hasn't weighed all the readers out there. 25
No,
books.
yeah, no, it's probably
All
a stupid,
bestsellers,
probably a
like,
stupid
yeah.
comment. Maybe just me. Maybe it would wear me down.
I think.
after a while,
I mean,
yeah.
you're probably right. I mean,
Like,
there's only,
number 5's coming out this week, and are we rushing to see it? No, it's probably just the same thing again, but in a different town.
because it's not going to have the same level of like stunt etc. that Mission Impossible's got. So
No.
like they keep upping the stakes there. It's crazy and
They
crazier.
kind of tried to do that with the second one, didn't they? They tried to up it a little bit, like
Yeah.
the actual stunts, and they made it like a bigger movie.
Yeah.
and I think that's actually where it went wrong.
Yeah,
It lost its
It's
character,
heart.
its heart, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, because this had that, and this had this. The aesthetic of this as well was great from that regard. Like this felt like a smaller, like Duff said, gritty before.
Yeah,
And I agree with him. It felt like that as well,
yeah,
and that I thought that fit. The tone was perfect in that regard. I thought.
yep.
Loved it.
The only criticism I had, and I'm not convinced it's overly critical, but the opening scene we spoke about with the, starts off with a sniper picking off innocents, right?
Yeah,
Which is good. It's fucking graphic. Like
it was jarring.
It's hard to watch.
Very
Yeah,
jarring.
yeah.
Yep.
Hard to watch.
Yep.
And then the intro. So you're like, shit, this movie's fucking heavy. I thought this was a Tom Cruise like popcorn action movie. Like Jesus. And then 5 minutes in, when you meet Reacher, and he's this like arrogant, smarmy prick. You're like, basically, like, don't get me wrong, he's charming as well, but he's like, it's like, wait, what is this movie?
Yeah.
Like, what? How do we have that intro and then this character? It was like the intro was too heavy for him as a character.
Yeah.
Okay, I think
Yeah.
the problem is
Does that?
I don't. Yeah. No,
I think
there
the
was
problem
moments
is
that-
I don't
this
think I'm
movie's
articulating
called
well. No,
Jack
I gotcha.
Reacher, and Tom Cruise isn't Jack Reacher.
Yeah. So that's.
But if you
that's
watch the
elephant in
TV
the room,
show,
right?
how Jack Reacher gets introduced in the TV show, that is Jack Reacher. That is down to a T Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
No, I
Just
get
a
that.
presence. But Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise. He's a big money bucks. He has to be this in-your-face thing. Yeah, you know what I
But
mean?
isn't the Reacher in the novels and from the TV show that I hope a lot of people have watched? Because it's great. But the guy in the TV show is just basically doing the same thing Tom Cruise was doing in Reacher.
No.
It's very similar.
Are you talking in terms
He's
of
been
like dialogue and all that sort of stuff? Like
yeah.
he's got
Dialogue.
the smart comebacks.
Yes.
He's a smart ass. Yeah,
He's a smarter. He's
the way he carries
he's
himself.
a cocky prick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's cocky.
He is.
He's just very assured of himself.
No, his entire character is this know-it-all cocky. I know everything. I'm better than everyone else in this room. And I'm smarter than everyone else in this room.
There's
That's his
several
whole
really good.
shtick.
I really agree.
Yeah.
Like the one that's immediately sprung to mind. Even he's like, look at the window. You know, he's doing that sort of
I
shit.
love that speech.
Yeah, that's but even
That's swami fucking speech.
the way he's trying, the
Oh, no,
way
I
he
love
treats
it.
her.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I fucking love it.
My hackles are right.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry,
very
you go.
defensive by nature.
Yeah, so I can tell you're fanboying, but like that's one little example that springs to mind immediately. Almost every interaction he has with somebody, he is definitely talking down to people. He's
Everyone.
definitely being arrogant.
Literally
And
everyone.
He's an ass kicking like genius.
Yeah.
I would probably be a little more arrogant than I am now
With
myself.
the window thing, I feel he was teaching her how to be a better lawyer.
Okay.
That was a teaching moment for me.
But that's who he thinks he is.
Well,
he can teach a
I
lawyer
watched
how to be a
this,
better lawyer.
took
even
the
though
bar
he's not-
exam and passed. I've never done any study.
I just hate they start with the riddle. And they're like, look out the window, what do you see? And I'm like, just fucking tell me. I'm
Get
just
to
the
the
guy
point, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay, you're trying to teach me something great.
So,
Teach
so
him
yeah,
the way.
that was my only criticism was I was like, it's just very heavy stakes here.
Yeah.
For a guy that's like this cocky, smarmy, whatever you want to say.
My favourite scene in the movie is like, put a shirt on. That is my shirt. He's literally in the
It's
ball
quite
because he
good.
washes it in a sink.
It's quite good.
And that's yeah. I'm just a book boy fanning here.
I just want to say about the beginning as well.
Yeah.
With the shooting of the innocents, I didn't remember anything about this movie, which is both.
Right,
That
okay.
is that's a bit of an indictment again.
Yeah.
But whatever. I was a little shocked when I started remembering what was going on, but they established that couple of minutes. They did such a good job of making us sympathise with those people to make us realise what a
Is that when
horrific crime
she
was.
when she actually talks to them? You find out every person's backstory.
No,
No,
that came
right at the
later.
start.
That was to add a whole other layer to that as
That
well.
was fucking great. That
Yeah.
bit. Oh,
When she goes
man.
to the guy's house, like
Yes,
the dad
yeah.
of the nanny. Yeah.
Because-
That's the I teared up a little bit.
That's exactly what it was for, right?
That was
Because that was
perfect.
definitely inserted into the movie as a way to show her being vulnerable and to more humanise the subjects that were.
So far, it's
in
5
short
people that have
states.
been shot. Then you find out the backstories, and they're all heartbreaking.
Yeah, but
Apart from those 2 cheaters.
even in the moment, they deserve to die.
cheaters.
Yeah,
Fucking cheaters. That's a nice watch you bought. Carry on.
You're Watchman now. Even in the moment, like the one in particular, obviously, is the nanny carrying the girl. You know, we're going to be okay. All that, and you know she's going to get fucking shot.
Yeah.
It's pretty
tough.
heart wrenching.
It's
right?
tough.
So
That's the only thing I hated about the movie. That's my thing.
yeah.
I wish she didn't get shot.
Just the nanny.
She
Everyone
just-
else.
They just run away. And, they make it. Yay.
Yeah.
I thought the little girl was going to get shot. So
Yeah.
I've seen this 5-6 times, so it wasn't surprised. Like I remembered it all.
Funny
vividly.
story about this.
But every time I watch it, I still go, "Fuck! Does a little girl get shot?"
Yeah. Well, I
'Cause that
didn't
would've been
know. I
next
couldn't
level,
remember who
man.
got taken out.
I reckon I watched this movie in October. I did this and Never Go Back.
Oh, you did the
In
double header.
October.
Yeah, I've never
So-
gone back to Never Go Back.
We'll never go back. It's not great.
No, I'm just saying.
But that
Is it what? Is it okay? I can't remember.
Because I
It's
watched,
okay.
I watched the
just going,
TV
yeah.
show and I went, fuck yeah, I'm going to watch the movies.
Yeah.
So it's when you said Jack Reacher, it's like, oh, wow.
Good for you. It was one of my favourite shows
Yeah.
of the year. I really enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah. I just want to do that a little bit later on, like a kind of recast. Like obviously the guy, what's his name? The guy that played Reacher in the TV show. I should fucking know. He's great.
Blue Mountain State, I call it.
Blue Mountain State. I want to.
He's fucking
like,
yacked.
Was he better? Is there anyone else that maybe at 2012 could have done this? The
Rock,
I
maybe?
think there's a good. I think there's a good conversation there.
Yeah, sure.
I'll keep my powder dry.
So I've got some notes.
Yeah.
Some great stuff that I enjoyed. I had some. This movie is full. Like I fucking love the dialogue in this film. I love Reacher's lines. All of them land the entire movie for me. There's only one that doesn't, which is right at the end where he's talking to Werner Herzog, the Eastern European villain, and he says, "My birthday's in October. I'm going to count to that."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What? Just so
Yeah,
you
that
can-
was
just-
weird.
I just
Yeah.
other than that,
you guessing. What if it's the first?
But I was super impressed by the dialogue.
yeah,
Really enjoyed
loved it, man.
Really
Oh,
enjoyed
man,
it.
dialogue.
It
Is great.
surprised me a few times.
It was written by Christopher McQuarrie as well as directed, as in written for the screen by Christopher McQuarrie. So he's quite a writer, this guy. I've got him in my bits as well. Yeah, he's written some really great shit.
One of my favourite movies of all time.
So I've got some lines here which like really did it for me, and they're kind of in order of how they happened in the film. The first line where I just couldn't believe it was in the first interrogation. The detective says, so when they're in like the interrogation room, and he says, all your teeth knocked out, passed around until a brother can't tell a fart from a yawn. I was like, Jesus, that's so crass. Oh, it's the crassest thing.
I've got a favourite line in this one.
Go on. No, you go.
I don't know I didn't do any notes. I don't know exactly what it is.
So my favourite, and also really crass, and I apologise, but it's when they're in the bar and the young girl's Sandy's trying to hit on him, and she's doing a whole thing. And then he says to her something like, "Oh, you don't want to come out inside and see this because you're going to beat the shit out of these guys." And she goes, "I don't mind the sight of blood." And he goes, "Yeah, at least it means you're not pregnant."
That was one that I was like,
he bodied her. There's no coming back from that, man. Like, she's done.
You think? All the time. You should try it. It's a great joke, but I'm going to beat your ass. Do you want to do that here or outside? Outside. Stay here, Sandy.
I don't mind the sight of blood.
When it means you're not pregnant anyway.
I've got Sandy thoughts, actually.
Yes, go now if you want.
Sandy deserved better.
Than the brothers?
Poor naive Sandy.
Yeah.
So she's stuck in that small town getting used by every man in town. Then she gets fucking murdered.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, what a murder.
And she knew what...
Punched.
Like,
King hit.
The hardest part about that scene is halfway through when she twigs.
Yeah.
Like her spidey sense is tingling and she's too polite.
Okay, do it here.
Submissive.
To break it up.
To just to go, like, fuck politeness and leg it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she gets done by her own downfall. There's a thing that's been screwing her over her whole life.
Jay Courtney sees that and goes, "Okay, do it here," because they weren't going to do it.
Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah.
When he goes,
And
"Do
then-
it here." And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Bang.
And then that holding her fucking mouth and nose. Oh man, so raw. It's so gritty. That is why it's MA.
So
Yeah,
then...
for that one king hit.
Yeah, that and the head beating the other head. That was... But that was pretty legit. So then... But after she's murdered, this is just a little detail, and this is probably my own personal baggage I'm bringing to this right now.
Sure.
But they wheel her out on the gurney in the hotel, right?
Yeah.
And she's totally covered except her head.
Oh,
And and reaches in the car, and he's like, he notices it's Sandy. I'm like, guys, the one thing you
Zip
probably
it
have
up.
to do is cover her fucking head.
Zip it up.
And I don't know, maybe I'm sensitive because I had toe surgery, right? And they covered the wrong foot.
Yeah.
And I was awake, so I watched the surgery, and like, I've got this whole thing now about like covering the wrong body parts.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's a personal thing. But
So
I looked
you were
at it, I was-
awake and couldn't do anything? You couldn't
I was
say
just
like...
chatting. I was too busy chatting.
Oh, right. Okay.
Starting
And then
a
you looked
cult.
down and went, Jesus.
No, I realised what they're doing, but I was too
Right.
polite to tell them, "Hey guys, other foot. Like, could you mind pegging the curtain up on the other side as well? I can see everything."
Shit.
Yeah. I was trying to start a cult, true story, but that's another.
Just
another
after that death,
podcast.
when he sees the body, which my theory is she's alive and pretending to be dead.
Oh no, she's very, very dead.
When he's in that car revving the engine and that cops comes out,
Yes.
and you
He's
see
reaching
him,
for the gun, yeah.
you see him clench his fist. He's gone.
Yeah.
Jack Reacher. They just have that. It's literally.
Cool.
I timed it. It goes for 4 seconds of them just
Just
staring
staring,
at each
yeah.
other. And I went,
Who's going
"That-
to move first?
That is perfect.
It's good.
Tom
They're
Cruise
both
does.
very cocky characters, and they're both very good at what they do.
Oh, yeah. I've got some more lines.
Yeah.
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 As soon as you do my line, I'm going to shout it out.
Well, I've only think I got one more.
got
He says when he goes to the auto parts store, Default Auto Parts,
it
which I
is.
thought was quite clever as
You're
well.
about to do
I
it.
was going to mention
And he
that.
goes, I need to see something. Gary the clerk says to Jack Reacher, I need to see something. And Reacher goes, how about the inside of an ambulance?
Yeah, that's my
asking for
favorite
ID.
line of the
Yeah.
whole movie.
Really good.
Can I help you? Sandy work here. What's this about? So she does, thanks. I need to speak with her. It's a personal matter. She's on the clock. Legal personal matter. What are you, a cop? Call her out, Gary.
I'm gonna need to see some ID.
Go get Sandy.
Well, I need to see something.
How about the inside of an ambulance?
Okay.
There was
Really
a bunch of them. There was a
Oh,
bunch.
so many.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got more?
I got a couple
Go.
actually. When after he's beaten up the yokel guys,
Yeah, yeah.
it just bit off way more than they could fucking chew.
Yeah.
Not their fingers.
Yeah.
Reacher says, "Hello, Helen." As she approaches, he can't see. She goes, "Am I wearing too much perfume?" And he says, "Breathing too sternly." And then he says, then he notices the detective, and he says, "Detective Emerson, somebody dead?" And Emerson says, "And if someone is?" And Reacher says, "Then they died of shame because I was being gentle." He's incredible with those fucking lines.
Lines, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're all of the lines, and I bet quite a lot of them are stolen from the books.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was going to ask,
Definitely.
is this the way he
Yeah.
talks in the
Yeah.
books? Because I'd be more
He
interested.
and the way he describes a fight, he will tell you how a fight's going to go down, and then he'll fight
Before he
and do it.
fights, yeah.
And then
Like Larry Bird.
Kind of
all
like
this
the,
he has all these one-liners in the
was it the Equalizer, how he envisions it all before
Yeah,
it happens?
that's pretty
It's kind of
much
like that, but in the book,
Yeah, that's exactly what the books are about. Love it.
It was definitely a highlight for me. Was the quips,
Yes.
and the sharpness of the script really surprised me on rewatch. I didn't remember that.
so sharp.
I just love all the raw bits, like very intense, like the car chase, not in the book, but it's fucking a good car
My
chase.
favourite part of the movie, and I don't think I've ever said that about a car chase
And
ever.
it's so good
Yeah,
when
really?
it,
Yeah.
I'm not a
just-
car chase
He would
guy,
have
man.
been. He would have been doing that as well.
As part of it,
Yeah.
for me.
separates from the car and goes into the crowd.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's great.
That's so
and
good. The guy gets
Oh
He's
yeah,
in the
I
cab.
love that bit, and he just that was great because
We're all
that
against
felt-
the police.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're all brothers here.
They were early on that as well. That was 2012. This came out.
No, we've hated the police for a long
Oh,
time.
have we? Okay.
NWA taught me well.
Right.
And also the bit where he's on the phone to Jay and he just hangs up. He's got 1,000 quarters, but he just keeps on
That's
hanging
the
up. That
biggest
is
dick
so
flex.
good.
Like I love that as a dick flex. The guy's trying to make demands. He just keeps hanging up. Like that would do my head in.
And the way he describes as like the difference between being a military cop is all the guys are trained to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fair point. The other guy goes, yeah, fair point.
You're right.
Yeah.
Another great love of mine in action films is the trope of listing off military credentials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Purple Heart.
Yeah. And this one, it was like 5
This
silver stars,
dude,
Purple Heart.
I got to
Yeah.
admit, I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fudged his resume.
It was so
Like,
good.
That's like me
Right.
saying I've got a diploma of management.
My favorite ever is when they're talking about Ed Harris's character in The Rock, and they list off but this one's a close second, I reckon.
Invented Velcro.
Yeah. I love it, man.
Yeah.
Give me all the
Order of
military credentials.
Australia.
Yeah, I
Won
want
the
to know
Rock
what
of
he's done.
Stedford.
Yeah. I don't know. Anytime there's anyone military in any film, I want them
What
filmed
medals
it-
have they got?
I want the movie to pause, and I want a narrator to come on and go 3 silver stars, 2 purple hearts.
His dog won best in show.
Man's a goddamn hero.
Yeah, I love a good hero.
He got a ribbon in a race in year 3. Okay, sweet. That'd be me.
Hey,
though.
fuck it. Go
That'd
all
be
the way
me,
back.
like, my achievements.
Oh, great stuff.
Best clubman 2002.
Another thing that I loved is the
Yes.
fact that James Barr wakes up just freaking out that you can't save me because Jack Reacher's going to kill my ass.
Yeah.
Yes, because he
thinking
thinks he's. Yeah.
So I made a
He's
point of
tapped.
that as well.
He's tapped.
Why did not Rosamund Pike put him out of his misery earlier? Like, she knows.
No,
that-
because she needed to know where he would take the shot from because the DA district attorney was right there.
Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah.
fair.
So
Yeah,
that just
it was quite
proves-
clever, that little bit. That
Yeah.
little
Proves
bit
that
of dialogue.
I felt bad for
Barr,
him.
Yeah.
Like, the poor dude's wetting himself.
Yeah,
She knows. She could put him out of his misery.
yeah.
But I guess she had to
Yeah.
let him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was clever. It was a nice little finish. Werner Herzog,
Fuck,
Yeah.
I've got
as
I've got a theory.
he's the those that don't know, he plays obviously the evil kind of villain, I guess you'd call
The
him.
Zek.
The Zek.
Zek.
Prisoner.
Zek.
Yeah. Human prisoner. Isn't that what
He's
it's
a
called?
fantastic. Yeah. He's a fantastic
He-
villain.
He
Kills
is
Yeah.
fucking. He's the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like in real life.
Yeah.
Wicked name. Wicked name.
Werner Herzog,
is
yeah.
a fucking incredible name.
I hate him in everything he's in,
his-
which makes him great.
Yeah.
Yeah, his introductory scene, which we've already talked about, chewing your fingers off.
I didn't
but-
see your face, man.
That-
Poor guy knows he's dead.
just knows he's a devil.
the speech
Should I
he
start
gives,
chewing now?
yeah, no shit. The speech, and then he steps out of the shadow.
I was in prison in Siberia. I spent my first winter wearing a dead man's coat, a hole in one pocket. I'd shoot these fingers off before the frostbite could turn to gangrene. These I gave up to avoid working in the sulfur mine. That is how I survived when so many others did not. A man this rare can always be of use. So show me. Show me you're rare. Show me you'll do anything to survive.
And his eyes all fucked up.
Yeah.
And then his other hand's missing its fingers as well. Tells the story.
I had questions
And I was
about
like,
the
this is-
logistics of how he
It's
goes
like he,
about.
he finishes 5 fingers and goes, I'm still hungry.
Yeah.
I reckon his personal hygiene isn't great, or he's got a very, very close confidant or carer.
So
He's got 1 finger. He's always pointing.
something I just thought of then. So he's the villain in this. What? It's something to do with like a construction company, like a mid-level construction company. Like,
Yeah.
why is human prisoner, aka Zek, that chewed off his own fingers, like
Like
trying to
a
get
big businessman.
trying to take over a fucking.
He's trying to go legit.
Trying to find a mid-level
He's trying to
like,
go-
construction company in Philadelphia. Like, it
No,
just
so what
doesn't.
he buys up all the construction companies, make sure no one's can like go against them and build stuff you don't need.
No, I
And
get.
that's a lot of money involved.
I
in that
guess.
it is a business.
Okay,
But how is this dude?
him. Yeah.
Did he do a GoFundMe? Did he like? How did he? Yeah.
How does
what-
he sign any contracts? 1 fucking finger. Does he dip his finger in ink?
I think he does. So
Uses his nose.
He's like,
Fucking Mr. Squiggling his.
he's got a very unique handprint.
I had not thought.
I've
How,
had too
how did
much
we get
coffee.
there?
How
How did he get there in life?
No, yeah, that.
What
but-
he should be doing is writing a book about how to go from prisoner who chews off his own fingers to real estate mogul.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So anyone
much
with
Donald Trump did.
anyone with that character's backstory and his physical appearance and the way he speaks and everything, you're definitely trying to get codes for nukes.
Yeah.
You don't
Or
care
human
about
trafficking.
Yeah,
Or
human
so-
trafficking.
Yeah.
Great. That's
Yeah.
what he's into. That's
Yeah.
his thing.
Something
Not fucking
other than-
mid-level construction.
I think he was so good he came off as a Bond villain when he he shouldn't have been.
He
so
went
good.
hard. He went hard.
He comes in-
The only one in
You
this
know who you
film.
get in that role? You get John Goodman.
High density housing is the real villain.
He went really hard.
Yeah, I hadn't considered that before. There's a huge.
I had
disconnect.
neither until just then.
Yeah, me neither. No, I hate the movie.
The only person that went harder, in my opinion, which you already spoke about, it was Sandy.
Yeah.
When he goes to see her at the auto parts store in the back room, and she's like really going for it. She's trying to get a fucking supporting actress award. Yeah.
She's like, I'm here in a room with Tom Cruise. It's just me.
She's
This
just-
computer with my ob.
Yeah. She is
Tom
just
Cruise.
yeah.
She's just trying to do the book
everything
set.
on the line.
Default auto parts, which I also did notice and thought
She's
was great.
She's trying not to get killed off the movie. She wants to be a number
Yeah.
2. She's working hard.
Can I also
Good for her.
say, the Zek,
Yes.
very, very good at picking henchmen. We've had our issues with henchmen on this podcast.
Yeah.
Not these guys.
No, Jai Courtney was good.
They look
and the
part.
other guys.
They, and the round head. Fucking,
It's just
the,
round
the
big
dude
shit.
that looks like that English
Shout
guy
out
that goes
to-
and
The fucking hamburger.
Ross Kemp.
Ross Kemp. Yeah.
The Ross Kemp looking.
Shout out to that guy, that henchman, because he was actually pretty good.
This is what I mean. They were competent.
Yeah, they were competent.
They looked the part. They were competent.
What was the movie where I fucking hated the henchman on this
Oh,
podcast?
there's been a-
Uncharted.
Uncharted.
Yeah, they were
despicable.
useless.
I was saying I could take them on.
One of them was a very
Both
good
of them.
helicopter pilot, and we should give him his due. But the rest of them were fucking deadwood.
Yeah. Whereas this, great henchmen.
I thought- I was like,
I'd say
here we
they're
go.
all they're probably all mercenaries.
Yeah.
Ex-Marines. List off their military credentials for me as well.
I can tell you what Jay's good at. Everything.
This is what I mean. He was
He's a
legit.
great kind of arch nemesis.
The only thing they're
He's
not
a great
great at.
opposite for Jack Reacher's character. Great opposite.
Yeah, that's
no,
right.
No smart lines.
Same skill level.
Just fucking
Yeah,
brutal.
very dry.
Yeah.
He held his own.
And where he,
was good.
when he smiles when it's about to be hand-to-hand combat, not realizing
Yes.
Jack Reacher is fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
at
Okay,
hand-to-hand.
got an issue. We've mentioned it before.
Yes.
You're in a mano a mano situation.
Yeah.
You're the one with the gun.
You throw it down.
You fucking never throw the
throw
gun
it
down.
down.
I'll throw that gun.
I'm not that guy. I'll shoot
Throw
his
it
dick
down.
off.
Because he says on the phone, "I'm going to beat you to death and drink your
Yeah.
blood from my boot
Hey, I would shoot him in the head and then I'd go told everyone that I'd beat him to death. And I'd be
and
like,
drink the blood from his shoe."
I'd be drinking his blood as I walked out.
Jack
So, my
Reacher.
man of my fucking word.
Jack Reacher follows through on his threats. He beats him to death.
He does.
With his bare hands.
Yeah.
And then he smashes his face in with a boot.
But does he drink the blood? See, this is what I mean.
He comes in and it's dribbling down his cheek. And hurts a
He's not as committed.
fucker, points at him.
He's not as committed. Do you know what the henchmen weren't great at? And this is across the henchman game, and they probably need to look into this at Henchman University or whatever.
Yeah.
Tailing people.
Oh yeah, just
I
terrible at it.
I
man.
think they were
So
supposed
obvious.
to know
Have you
Yeah, I
noticed
think-
the silver Audi that's fine? Do you guys reckon you'd notice a tail? That's
Yeah.
my question for you.
I
reckon
look
be
for them
onto it.
constantly
Yeah,
as
I'm
well.
onto it. I check my car for explosives before I go in the morning. My neighbours want me
That's
dead.
only because of your alternate Facebook account, though.
That's right. Oh, they're coming for Ruby Ridge one day. Let me tell you.
Is that it? Is that the name? Ruby Ridge. Yes. Look it up, everyone. Don't look it up.
There's actually historical context to that name. Don't look it up.
A couple of other good things is the bathroom fight scene. Just
meth
excellent.
heads.
I liked it. Apparently, it's a thing. So it was meant to be a bit of a. This is set in Philly, right? Pretty sure it's Philadelphia.
Yeah,
It's meant to be a
tiny fucking house.
It's meant to be a piss take on the fact that houses in that, apparently it's a known thing if you're from the area or whatever, that bathrooms are fucking tiny. The houses are tiny, but then the bathrooms are particularly small. Like you got to squeeze in between the shower and the toilet type thing.
Yeah.
Right, at my
So
place.
this was like making fun of that by having them come in with these large blunt weapons like baseball bats or crowbars or whatever, and they
And
couldn't
they
actually
can't
fucking
fucking
swing them, and they end up just getting in this tangle. I really liked it.
That to me is a little bit niche as a humour. I didn't know that. I didn't know the
Nah,
historical.
it does take a bit out of the
backstory
film if you
the
didn't.
Pennsylvania low-income housing.
These guys just seem like Dumb and Dumber, like walking through.
That was. I found that a little off-putting.
Little
initially.
slapsticky.
Yeah,
When the rest of it's
like they
gone.
didn't push it any further. They probably pushed it a little too far. But
Yep.
if it went any further, I'd be like, oh fuck, would really pulled me out of the moment.
Right on the cusp.
Yeah.
Yep.
But once they start, once he's in the bathtub and they start having a go, you forget about that.
Once
but
he starts knocking someone out.
it was a bit
With the other
with
Stooges.
another band.
Yeah.
It was a bit Three Stooges. Speaking of the fighting, which I know you were keen to talk about, Duff.
Oh, was it?
No, you said it was like real raw.
Yeah, it's really raw.
It's a particular type of fighting, this movie, and it's kind of in that same style as Bourne. They kind of trademarked it, where it's
Yeah.
like raw street fighting. And if you get fucking hit in the face, then there's consequences to you getting hit in the face.
Yeah.
Not like a lot of these action movies, you can take a real beating and just kind of get up and you barely got a scratch.
Yeah.
This is like one hit and you feel it.
Yeah.
And the best bit of that is where Tom Cruise gets hit on the back of the head with a baseball bat.
He was fucking-
Yeah,
he
that's
was
going to
cooked.
knock you the fuck out.
was
It
cooked.
did. It knocked him out cold. And that was where these guys kind of scrambled and then he came to.
Yeah.
So I love that. And then the kind of boss fight, if you want to call it, between Jai Courtney and Tom Cruise.
They're so
at
knackered.
the end.
They're
Yeah.
so tired.
But like,
Yeah,
he
a
takes a
minute
couple of
before.
hits to the face and that's it. It's over. As it fucking should be.
Yeah.
These guys are trained military fighters.
Yeah.
If they punch you in the face, you're probably going to get knocked out.
Also, I've been punched in the face by non-military fighters. it's
sorry
not
about
fun.
that.
It's not fun. No, I deserve it.
You came at
I've-
me strong.
I've deserved. You talk a big game, Kenny.
but-
Gus over here going fight.
But no, the fighting in this, wicked.
Yeah,
Sign me up. The choreography's beautiful. He fights like you'd expect someone that's military. He fights kind of robotic. Like everything's kind of like really thought out. And
You said
yeah,
the Equalizer. It's similar to that.
Similar,
It's just
yeah.
they know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And I love it.
really like it. Yeah. So that was
Completely
cool.
agree.
That's a massive tick.
Yeah.
Because action movies, you can go real wrong with the fighting if you make it too silly.
Yeah.
And his first fight against those guys, and the guy's bent over, and he just fucking kicks him right in the balls.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Street fighting.
I've done
There's
that.
no
That's what you
honor.
gotta do.
He's just
Well, you did
a
it to me after I punched you in the face.
He's just a trained fucking killer, and he'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Unless it's mono a mono. And he puts a gun down like any man would.
Yes.
Like any real man.
Anyone would.
Yeah,
Anyone
not
with
me.
fucking pride.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to admit it.
What else we got?
Dick.
The conversation.
Mhm.
Is this movie an action film? Or is this like
It's right on the cusp
is this a
of-
murder mystery
No, it's-
unraveling thriller?
I reckon if you've got car chases and shootouts,
Yep.
you probably have to put it closer
an
to
action
action
film.
than otherwise,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it
Does
is-
Tom Cruise run much? How much? That's what it should be. We should base it on how
Nah, he
much
doesn't run
runs.
a lot in this at all.
Nah, it's not
No.
an action. It's a drama.
You could call it a. You're right. You could,
the
you
new
could
metric.
call it like
Fuck, I love it, Tom Cruise run.
a detective thriller.
Yeah.
He's essentially solving a case that's unraveling with
The-
a few
the
action
Wikipedia
scenes.
actually
Called it a thriller.
they
did
gave it like three different genres. They covered. Yeah.
I think it is.
Let me go back. Wikipedia. No, not the Wikipedia. Just this, the actual description of the film. It was action thriller film.
Yeah, action film. That's
American
what I
action thriller. do not be confused about it.
I watched the French one. Fucking hell.
thought. Yeah, it's a bit of a whodunit
Yeah.
mixed in with action.
You call it an action because there's fighting and car chases, as you said.
Yeah. I
think-
But they're kind of few and far between.
But I think the whodunit is trying to find
Aren't
out
they?
who the rat is, whether it's Richard Jenkins or the cop.
That's
Yeah.
the only
That's
real
the only
intrigue.
whodunit.
Yeah.
Because you know exactly. You get to meet Werner pretty early on.
Yeah.
You get to meet Jay pretty early on.
Yeah. You know the guy's
And
innocent.
then the only thing you're trying to figure out is who it is, Jenkins or
Yeah, there's not a hell of a lot of there's not a hell of a lot of threads to pull there.
I think it's
I think
finding out the
thread,
reason.
Yeah, that's the thread. Is why were these people killed?
Yeah,
And which one were they after?
Yeah, if
Werner
any-
Herzog wants to
is it-
buy the South Side or whatever.
Yeah, he wants
I
to
just
buy
never
some more.
thought of that as the reason. Fucking hell, honestly.
Human prisoner. You want nuke codes or a housing estate in Philly? I'd say the housing estate.
They built bridges. It's pretty big business, guys.
Oh,
Bridges no one needs. Freeways no one goes on.
So I've got
Direct from the movie.
well done. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so action movie or is it a detective thriller?
It's action thriller.
Action?
Can you say action thriller?
I'd
Nah.
say action
Is
thriller.
that I'm going to go action then.
Action.
I'd like to choose one genre.
Is it action
Like
or
a
thriller?
real man.
Comedy, when those guys do it. No, it's action.
It's a
definitely
slapstick
action.
comedy.
Taking everything as
If I've watched it a lot, it's an action.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I had there. I was just, after watching it a heap of times, I was like, fuck, there is quite a bit, 20 minutes in between action sequences. And a lot of that's dialogue unraveling the mystery of why this has all happened. I was like,
I think because it's the performances are really, really good.
Yeah.
And we haven't really dug too
Yeah,
deep
really-
into the cast,
really
but they're really good performances. And I think because the script is so good, the gaps between the action for me,
moves really
this is
fast.
the first
so
I've
well
considered the
paced.
fact that there was big gaps
So
between
well
it. It
paced.
didn't occur to me when I was watching it.
Like, what was the other film we did? Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it's an action movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know, is it? Because it's like 2 car chases. Yeah.
Before we go into the cast and crew, can I just throw out 2 more things?
Yeah. I've still got more. Let's
Okay,
go.
cool. So Cruz is the way he interacts with people and the way that people react to him
Yep.
is weird, a little weird to me in this movie.
Yeah.
So he's a real close talker.
Yeah, it's so close.
Jesus Christ, he's intense eye contact right up close, and especially with Rosamund Pike, their chemistry is a bit
I
weird.
noticed it as well. They're so close.
He does it,
They're
right?
15 centimetres apart.
Yeah. I heard recently on the Rewatchables they were talking about it, and they said they reckon it's almost
Fallout, when they did Fallout
yeah,
recently. Yeah.
and they were saying they reckon it's
Great
almost
film.
like a substitute for his diminishing charisma.
No,
And size?
no, it's for his height.
Is it his height?
his
He's
height,
standing
yeah.
on a
Yeah.
fucking milk crate.
Yeah.
That makes
It's
more
his
sense.
Because
height.
I don't think his
'Cause you
charisma was
can't say-
overly diminishing in 2012. I'm not sure it is
Yeah,
now.
true.
No,
Yeah,
but
true,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't think his charisma's diminishing.
No, he's
at
just
all.
not.
It's
It's
weird,
physically.
though.
He's not. He's 120 years old, isn't he? Like,
He's like 60.
I mean, he's an
Jay
alien.
in this, he
Courtney
would have
is
He's
been
an alien.
50.
So how many is he in human years?
There's an age gap between Tom Cruise and Jay Courtney, or 21 years.
Oh, really?
Is that
That's
all?
the age gap.
Yeah. So yeah.
So he's 50.
I mean, shout out
Courtney's
to
Well,
He's
Jay
in
Courtney's
great, man.
87, so.
He's in, no, he's in
He
incredible.
has
nick.
3 adult children.
So the oldest person in this movie is not Werner Herzog.
Richard
Tom
Jenkins. Oh. So to me, I found that like a little awkward. Like
It is.
I mean, I've got personal space issues, so again, I might be bringing my own baggage to this.
Now
I,
that you've
did,
said
I
it,
did not even notice
to
it
all
at
our
all.
now that he said it, and all our listeners have heard it as well.
Yeah.
In every Tom Cruise movie you watch from like 2005 onwards,
Super close talk.
You
always
gotta-
like it, man.
yeah.
Even
You got-
with the other
You
male
gotta,
characters.
you
It's
got to
not-
ruin the cinema experience.
And just
Ignore
the whole staring thing.
This is like when someone told me that Tom Cruise's front teeth don't line up with his
I've
face.
never heard
Oh,
this.
that
Great.
line?
So you know,
yeah,
the
yeah,
middle of
yeah.
his 2 middle teeth, they're like off center.
Yeah.
And it fucked with me for years.
They got that wrong when they 3D printed him.
Yeah.
And then he walks through, and the way people react to him. So he's obviously meant to be super attractive, physically attractive. He's Tom Cruise, I guess. He's a good-looking dude.
Yeah, he is,
And
yeah. It's great.
but the way people,
Stunning.
the women in particular,
Yeah.
swoon. He walks through this club, and the women just pretty much drop their drinks. It's
Yeah, they
like
step to the
it's like
side,
as his pheromones spread through the
Yeah.
crowd,
Yeah.
they just all stop, and he hypnotizes them all.
Yeah.
and they just can't help themselves.
It's really good. I liked that club walk through as well because all I could think about, and it's funny, like we always make, everyone makes
like a
jokes about how
huge
small-
raging club, and there's a guy in the corner eating a fucking meal.
Yeah. We always joke about how short he is. Like it's a running thing. Like Tom Cruise isn't even that tall. Like whatever.
He's not perfect.
Yeah, he is quite short.
There's
Like,
a lot of
for
5'7" guys out there.
Yeah, but they're
I
short
don't find
kings.
any of
But
them, of them intimidating.
It's not like he's not short enough where you'd like head turn short, but he's short, right?
Yeah.
But when he's walking through that club, you notice he's actually about 6 inches taller than all of the women
Everyone
on
else
either
is standing
side.
in a ditch.
Yeah. He's definitely on a platform walking through that. You can tell, yeah.
I loved
That's
him in
great.
Willow.
I wonder how he asks like the whoever's in charge of the set or the director or whatever. Is it cool if we just get something for me to stand on? Like, does he have to ask, or do they just bring it out now?
Fuck
Does
off.
Does he have a guy?
This is a redeemable.
Do you reckon he's got a
Tom
plus
Cruise.
known.
Do you reckon he's got a platform guy?
Oh, look, the first thing I noticed about this movie
I
is
fucking love Tom Cruise. Do not get me wrong.
Well, it sounds like you hate his guts.
I live for Tom Cruise
the
as an actor.
I just hate his stature.
not a person.
The first words on the
You're a
screen
artist.
are Tom Cruise production.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need to ask anyone.
Yeah. They just
Plus,
bring it
it's
out.
fucking Tom
They've
Cruise.
been,
It's
doing
implied.
it, they've been doing it since Top Gun. It's nothing different.
Yeah.
So good segue, I think. As we've discussed in the novels, he's meant to be 6'5", 250 pounds of muscle. Like a massive guy. He's physically imposing. He doesn't need to say anything. You just walk into a room.
Yep.
No one fucks with him.
That's what it said about me.
So if we had to recast Reacher
Yeah.
in this movie, to forget about the TV show, and we're not choosing that guy.
Oh,
whoever it
that's
is,
the only
I
guy.
feel
Fucking
bad.
question without notice. I'm
That's
panicking.
the only guy I would choose. though.
Who else can
Perfect.
pull off? So this is a real, and this is why, a lot of people go, it shouldn't have been Tom Cruise or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's very few fucking people that can pull off the dialogue with sincerity, because some of that dialogue's
There
like
is-
real cheesy.
There is one person.
Go
Momoa.
on.
What?
Momoa.
No, Dave Bautista. He can do it.
Momoa's not slick enough, I don't reckon.
Yeah, I reckon.
He's a bit like Callie, like he's a bit.
Dave Bautista isn't pretty enough,
Dave Bautista's not pretty enough.
but he would be my
Could he pull
choice.
off the? I
He
feel,
could pull off the
I
dialogue.
reckon if Batista or The Rock or Cena or one of those guys did
Cena
it,
could do it.
I reckon if one of those do it, those lines aren't hitting right, and this
Yeah.
movie's cheesy.
No,
You're right. It's
Batista can act.
Batista,
he's an actor.
Batista maybe, yeah.
John
The Rock
Cena
will-
as well. I
The,
think
the,
The Rock will change the whole movie. It'll become a rock movie.
yeah.
You don't want a rock movie. You want a
he would
rich
do that
movie.
voice he does with all the lines,
Yeah,
like The Rock. He would do that wrestling voice that he does.
like his Walking Tall was good though.
but different,
very cheesy.
But you see the tone,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
different, right?
Yeah.
So who else out there?
No,
I was actually thinking I was thinking maybe a Chris Evans.
Yeah, I was thinking.
But once again, does he tip over the line and all of a sudden it's a bit funny?
I'm a bit biased.
It's not meant to be funny.
Yeah.
I would
When he
go-
says to Gary, what about the inside of an ambulance? It's not funny. He's fucking threatening the guy.
Yeah.
And Cruise nails it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just saying the shit you wish you'd
So
say.
you want
Yeah.
you want a tall guy that can get buff pretty quick.
Yeah.
You want someone who's quite charming and quite good to look at. Yes,
Yeah.
Sure.
Timothy Oliphant all the way. That's my Jack Reacher. If he bulks up,
Yeah.
he can bulk up.
okay.
Okay.
He
Hemsworth.
can bulk up.
Pick a Hemsworth, any Hemsworth.
Hemsworth,
Extraction,
yeah.
Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Extraction Hemsworth, yeah.
Yeah. I think I might put Hemsworth forward for every time we do this. I think he's my default answer.
Well, so he should be with most action
Yeah.
films.
Yeah.
He's very good.
Stunning. I mean, yeah, very good.
Very good. The arms.
chiseled.
The
Yeah.
arms. No, Timothy Oliphant. Great
Love
shout.
Timmy.
I like him.
I like that. He's tall enough.
Tall enough.
He would
And
have
he
to buff up though, right?
He could.
Well, Hugh Jackman's not really buff. He buffs up for Wolverine.
Yeah.
Hugely.
Timothy
could do
Oliphant
that.
could jack. He'd get jacked. But in this, like Tom Cruise isn't jacked. I
No,
found
but
him
that's
very
what-
fucking believable.
Yeah.
If these books didn't exist,
the
right,
thing.
and this movie came out, and you didn't know he was meant to be 6'5", 250 pounds, Cruise nails Reacher.
Yeah.
He's really good.
I actually had it in my notes and I didn't bring them out. It's like this movie should have been called Alan something. Alan, what's he use? Alan Ford. At the
What?
shooting range, he uses Aaron Ford as his name.
Oh,
What if this
the
movie
Yankees'
had
second
nothing to do
basis.
with Reacher, which is called Aaron Ford? Would it still be good?
Yeah.
I think it still holds
it's
up.
a great character.
It's called Aaron Ford, and
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah, that's the case. Yeah. So it doesn't matter that he's.
So that'll
that's-
keep the novelist nerds like me off your
Yeah.
case for being 5'7".
Why does it? Yeah, I get why it matters. Like people that have a love for something like these novels at 25 of them, like there's some hardcore fans out there.
Like a Jack
And
Reacher
then
novel
all-
will take you a week to watch. That's a week of your life.
And then all of a sudden they're misrepresenting the person that's in the. Hey, they're meant to be. See, I get the anger.
Yeah.
But just take that. Stop. Put that aside for a moment. Was there anything wrong with Tom Cruise besides that he's meant to be?
Interesting
this
enough,
No.
the only thing I
Killed it.
remember about this movie, like the biggest thing I remember about this movie coming out, is that controversy.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
huge. It
that
was
was
huge,
it.
man.
It was just everywhere you looked, and I was like,
These
what
are
is this
best-selling novels, like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
that's the reason I watched it. It's like, you better not fucking ruin this character, and he didn't. I
You
thought
also
he was
watched it
fucking
because
good.
you watch every film that comes out.
Love it.
it's also that. All right,
Get
so
a job one day.
I'm happy with Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah, I've got no
You
problem
happy
with
with
that
that?
at all. Yeah, yeah,
No, I'm happy with that.
Love Timmy.
Well done,
I'm
Duff.
Olifanti.
All right, you guys want to do some cast and crew?
Yeah, it would be
Nah.
better.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do it. Writer director, love a writer director.
Oh yeah.
Christopher McQuarrie.
I love this
You
gentleman.
familiar with McQuarrie's
No,
work?
tell me
Okay,
more.
you're going to fucking love this.
I am.
He's got quite a catalogue.
He's
And
a
he's-
writer, Ben. A writer.
He's Tom Cruise's man.
Right.
So they do shit together.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Revived a franchise.
Yes. So mainly, he actually
Jumanji.
predominantly, in terms of his directing, he's predominantly just done Tom Cruise blockbusters. That's kind of it. And then he's just got a couple of little intriguing titles, and you're like, oh,
Okay.
Okay.
all right. I'll start with the intriguing.
I'll get comfortable.
He wrote The Usual Suspects.
Oh, wow. Yeah, done. Right.
He directed and wrote, I'm pretty sure, The Way of the Gun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Very
And he
underrated
wrote
movie.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of
Right.
Tomorrow
Or
is
Live, Die, Repeat for our
Yeah, yeah,
American
my
audience. Yeah.
top
Is it-
10
okay,
movie
yeah.
of all time.
Yeah, it's
in
called
there.
Live, Die, Repeat in America.
Right.
And now we have a flourishing American audience. We should really...
Yeah, we should
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
shout out to American audience.
Yeah. Love those guys. Now, Tom Cruise blockbusters. This is what he's got.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible Rogue Nation.
But
Very good.
That is huge to revive that.
Yeah.
That franchise was dead in the water. It was dead.
Gave it life again.
No one wanted anything to do with it.
It was slick as well,
And
wasn't
then all of
it?
a sudden they went, Tom Cruise, can you just
Oh, because
do your thing?
The Resurrector.
Mission Impossible Fallout,
Yeah. Okay.
which is arguably like a kind of it's a top 10 action film of the last 10 years or
Yep.
whatever. Just as a pure action
One of the
movie.
good ones, apparently. Yeah.
Have you not seen them all? All the Mission Impossibles?
I have.
Yeah.
Don't remember one from the other.
Really?
really?
That's a shame.
I'll go into detail in the minisode.
Okay.
I'm thinking about doing a whole bloody...
And
I might
I'm working my way through them.
watch them all. I might watch them all.
Yeah, I am.
wanna
Number
watch the
two,
Limp Bizkit one.
I've watched 3 so far. Number 2 was a little bit of a tough one.
Number 2's a shit one.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that
Number
John Woo?
Number 3, stunning. It's fucking
Number 3 is the
great.
Limp Bizkit one, right?
No.
Ding, 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 ding.
No, that's 4, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And
just one of those
sorry,
things.
he also did Top Gun Maverick.
Oh,
Christopher McQuarrie.
he wrote it.
Wrote
Whoa.
and directed. Directed.
So you telling me... Well, that's a huge responsibility, Maverick.
No
Who
shit.
Fucking
Yeah.
who directed it beforehand.
Tom Cruise will have you
He
dead.
revived the shit out of that movie. Here's a fun fact about me you don't know.
Go on.
But you probably do know. Top Gun, the first one, I'm not a big fan of.
Oh, you mentioned it. Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick,
I'm not a huge-
fucking what a fucking film. What a film.
I'm with you. With you.
Let's just talk about that for the next half hour.
On the minisode.
Happy to. So
well-
those 3 films alone kind of propel him into the kind of upper echelon of
Yeah.
action directors, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like with what I say, Fallout, Maverick, and this.
And they are not easy movies to direct. Like he's just
Like Maverick's
taking on some
huge one.
challenges.
Like, if that's a bust,
Yeah.
that's a bust.
So this is the man that's going to first witness Tom Cruise's death.
Yes, yes. So he's doing the next 2.
Yeah,
Dead
he's
Reckoning Part 1 and Part 2.
Definitely going to watch
Yeah.
him die.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm sure they've probably got 5 other projects just written down on a napkin.
I thought you were going to say Tom Cruise's. They're just going to fucking bring in the...
It wouldn't shock me.
just
Edge of Tomorrow 2.
Bring in the
3D print another one and get
Edge
his
of Tomorrow
fucking
2 as
teeth
well.
right this
Is
time.
it coming? Edge of Tomorrow 2 is coming.
Edge of Tomorrow 2 is coming. It's in production.
Oh, live, die, repeat, repeat.
No,
Yeah.
it's called Live Die. Yeah, you got
Yep.
it.
So only 2 films that he directed have scored below 50. It was Way of the Gun and 50 or below. Way of the Gun and Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
Way of the Guns, I liked it.
Way of the Gun's cool. We've spoken about it on the pod before when we
Yeah,
did
we
our
have.
favourite shootouts. Epic for the last 15, 20 minutes. His best movie, according to the critics, is Fallout.
Yeah.
I think it's like 87 or something.
Yeah, I'm not
wild.
surprised.
Yeah,
It's
critics love that.
very
Fucking
beloved.
very good.
Some of the greatest stunts you'll ever see.
Yeah.
Greatest. Is that the one in Dubai?
Yeah. Is the up the building?
Yeah, up the building. I
No,
think-
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
Fallout,
No, Ghost Protocol is.
Ghost Protocol.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
no.
not enough Limp
That's my
Bizkit.
favorite.
The one with the sandstorm.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to watch Fallout again, man. It's the one with Henry
Philip-
Cavill and they
Yeah.
fight in the toilet and all that.
Oh,
in the butt. Yeah.
Loads his arms up. I still do that.
No Limp Bizkit.
It actually shocked me. It's not Maverick. I thought Maverick would already be
Yeah.
higher than Fallout, but no, it's Fallout.
I think
I
Maverick's
don't remember
music
Oscar
score
buzz
would be
around
massive.
Fallout.
No, there wasn't a lot. No, different films.
Yeah.
Different films. Fallout is pure action, and it's beautiful. Next member of the cast, Tom Cruise. We've already spoke about him a heap.
Heard of him?
I'm not going to do a Metacritic recap on Cruise. It's kind of pointless. Everyone knows who the fuck Cruise is. I think it's quite varying opinions on him.
You either love
As
him
a
or you hate
person,
him.
Yes. Yeah.
but as a performer or as a star, is there any?
He's
Does anyone not like him?
no.
As a
He
pe-
is the quintessential movie star of our generation.
I don't care who they are off screen. As long as they do good movies, I'm all about it.
Yeah. So
That's what I'm. And I love him off screen as well. I've heard nice stories like Keanu Reeves types.
really.
So here we go, and we can spend 2 minutes on this or 2 hours. Is he the last of his kind?
Yes.
Is he the last great action movie star?
Yes. Yes.
That's hard.
Well, can,
No,
there
In
be,
terms of someone who's
can there be another one without the help of or without the propping up of if all right, let's separate Marvel and DC. Take
Yeah.
out comic book movies,
yeah.
action movies. 20 years biggest star or whatever. and proper fucking movie star.
Okay. The thing that Cruise has that I can't see ever being replicated is this longevity.
Longevity.
So we
doing
would
his own
never
stunts.
remember a time in our lives
Yeah.
without Tom Cruise being the biggest movie star in
You're
our
right.
life.
I was
right?
born in 84.
Yep.
And he's been.
He was already a star by then.
He was. Yeah.
Right, and what is he now? We said before, he's so well preserved. It's
60,
so hard to
I think
tell.
he's 60.
I think he's
He
35.
he sleeps in brine or something. Like he looks incredible. But like, he's,
I wonder if that helps.
I think it's probably the opposite. It's
I'd
very
end,
bad.
I'd end up just
Sleep in
slurping it.
lanolin. Don't sleep in brine; it'll dry you out. Sleep in lanolin, or lather yourself.
I love the
Put the
taste of
notion in the
brine.
basket.
But yeah, so he is the like if you're doing Mount Rushmore or whatever, he's probably the first person you're throwing up there.
You're putting top
For
down,
as
though.
the let's say movie stars, Leonardo DiCaprio,
Yeah,
Denzel.
yeah.
Wesley Snipes, passenger.
Nah.
phone.
No,
Okay,
yeah.
who am I missing?
Of
Last 30 years or whatever you want to call it.
Last 30 years. It's
Who
hard.
am I missing? Nah, like proper movie star. Tom Hanks.
This is
yeah, probably Hanks.
fucking
Yeah,
Tom Hanks, just a regular guy stuck in extraordinary situations.
yeah,
You know
Get
what
him in
they?
the bin.
You know what they all
Exactly.
kind of have in common as well.
yeah.
Just thinking about it now, they all keep themselves very separate from. Other than Leo, he's a bit outspoken with his environmentalist
Tom Cruise is a huge,
Slacktivism.
a huge Scientologist. Like he,
Yeah, but he's
bring
kept
that
it.
into-
He's
Has
kept,
he?
last 10, 15 years.
Yeah,
Has he
he-
done an interview? Has he been anywhere?
his PR have gotten involved,
He's gone very quiet.
and they're
Denzel, does Denzel have a family? Does he live in an
Yeah.
apartment in fucking Upper West
Pennsylvania.
Side? I don't
In a
know.
tiny bathroom.
I know. If
I don't know.
you want to give me a
Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
He's got a wildly crazy crackhead son, but other than that, I couldn't tell you anything about him.
Colin Hanks is a goddamn
No,
saint.
not Colin. Chet. You guys don't know Chet?
Yeah, I know Chet. So very be cool. But I think if you went around the world,
I
and
need
you
more
put
time.
You put a microphone in front of every single person in the world, and no matter where you are, you said name a Hollywood movie star. Survey says
Tom Cruise.
Fucking Tom Cruise.
Survey says
75% of the time.
It'd be, Tom Cruise, close second would be Leo, I reckon.
Possibly, yeah.
Before Will Smith's mess around, he was up there as well.
Yeah, true.
Will
Good
Smith
point.
was one,
Yeah,
I reckon.
Very good point.
Yeah. Oh, mess around and fucking 10 years of pretty average movies.
Whatever religion he is.
I don't know what you meant by that.
Scientology.
We'll move on that. All right. So you guys happy with that on Tom Cruise? Because what we are going to do on the mini-sode is we're going to do our top 5 Tom Cruise films because
Yeah.
this is probably our one and only crack at Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other great films he's in that are below 50 or worth doing. Oh, wait on. Duff's got a smirk on his face.
Yeah.
Is it a risky business?
Pretty iconic scene. Carry on.
Next on the list, we've got Rosamund Pike. She plays the
Listen up.
like the
Listen
lawyer
up.
/ love interest. Go.
Love her.
Yeah, she's wicked.
Love her, man.
She's a very good actress.
Oh,
She's
love
wicked.
her.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Very underrated.
Underrated. She's had an outstanding career.
yeah.
She's had some really great films, and she was fucking dominant in those films as well.
Very powerful.
She held her own.
Female character.
She had Tom Cruise right in her business. Most of that.
I'm not talking about that anymore.
She didn't even really have like a strong part.
Character.
Like she was in this movie a lot, but she was kind of
She was a
vanilla.
pawn.
Yeah,
She was a pawn in this, both
Yeah.
from both her
I think-
father and from Tom Cruise's.
But she's
what's his
still-
name? Richard?
yeah.
This happens in the
Flanked.
books all the time. There's
Reach
always one strong female character. Every book.
Yeah.
Even in the TV
Yeah.
show,
Yeah.
one strong female
She's
character.
not particularly strong though.
No,
she's not bad. She's not. That's what
Yeah.
probably gives her some nuance. I guess.
She's bland.
She had
She's a bit bland.
She had a
Which
shit,
Rosamund
she was
Pike
a
is
shit
not.
character, but she performed very well in it and made you care a little bit about
Yes.
it. So
Yeah, she did.
That's good
Yeah.
actress.
Yeah, she's a great actress. Big fan.
I had Gone Girl, obviously,
Yep.
phenomenal, and I Care a Lot, the Amazon one from a
Yep.
few years ago. we've
Oh
spoken
my
about before.
Yeah,
God.
I
She's-
watched that on your recommendation.
she's
and
been-
I
That
very
was
much
my
enjoyed it.
recommendation,
great, isn't it?
friend.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Yeah.
that
Great.
was good. I'm so shocked I was how much I loved it.
Have you guys seen A Private War?
Yes,
which
I
is a journo with a patch on her
No,
eye?
no.
Yeah, check
She's
that
a
out as
pirate.
well. No. That's,
Okay, Ken, you just said it's
She's a one-eyed journalist.
it's heavy,
There to be stories on the seas.
heavy viewing. Good movie. It's a really good movie.
Is it about how she lost her eye?
A Private War.
Oh, I've seen her.
And then
Oh, no, that's
the
Samuel
other
Jackson.
one, which I wanted to shout out that she's in, it's probably my favourite Western of the last 10 years, Hostiles, which I've mentioned before on the pod. Christian Bale, etc. She's in that too.
That's where they make hatchets out of jawbones and stuff. Is that
Yeah,
that one?
pretty
Yeah.
much.
Cool.
Yeah, they
Not
take a
watching.
That's
few-
Bone Tomahawk, friend.
No, not that. No. But they do in this kind of. They take some scalps and shit.
Yeah, not watching it. Thanks.
It's very good.
Okay, watching it.
So she can easily. I just wrote here. She can easily carry a film like
Yeah.
Gone Girl or I Care a Lot, but she can also just slip into the cast.
Yeah,
That's
true.
why she's particularly great.
Yeah, I
so
agree.
she can play this person in Jack Reacher, and then 5 years later she can be in Gone Girl,
Yeah.
which is one of the most wild characters that's ever been in a film.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, I'd find it compelling. I'd like to
same.
take, you know what? I'd like to take a moment to celebrate her career.
Yeah.
Next one off the ranks. If you guys are happy with Rosamund,
Yeah.
Any other
Yeah.
points?
I said what I said.
No? Cool. Werner Herzog,
Fuck him.
covered him off.
And he's
Do you guys know who Werner Herzog is? You would, BJ.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know who he is, Duff?
Yeah, sure.
Do you know who he is?
Yeah, it's
Like as a man or an actor?
Nah, like what he's done with his life, like what he normally does. He's not an actor.
he's a director. He directs weird shit.
He's a documentarian.
Yeah, that's it.
And he's like he's
Weird
a,
shit.
He's a fucking prolific one as well.
He's one of the most well regarded.
Yes.
Is he well regarded? Or
He is.
I thought he was batshit crazy.
Nah,
Yeah, he's a bit.
incredibly well regarded. He
That's what makes him well regarded.
He actually has. If you haven't seen his docos and you're into docos, which I know you are,
I
BJ.
am, yes.
Fucking take the time out of your life to watch them. They are never what they appear to be. They're more like a study on humans most of the time.
Yeah,
so it can be like there's one of my favorites is called Encounters at the Edge of the World or the Edge of the World, and it's about all the people that live in Antarctica on like research stations. But they go down there and it's like, oh, we're going to find it. He makes it seem like you're going to investigate these species that are living there, like these weird little fish and shit like that live in freezing waters. No. It's about the people that live there, and they're fucking crazy.
They live in igloos.
Yeah, no. They live in like
Don't ruin it. In my mind, they live in igloos.
But basically, it's like a study on human behavior and stuff.
Right. The whole, I'm going outside, Captain, and I may be sometime.
Yes.
Yeah.
All-time favorite is Grizzly Man. The Grizzly Man.
Yeah.
That's his as well.
Is that his?
Yeah. Everyone would have seen that.
Yeah, that was
guy
was
guy that
massive.
goes and lives with the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
That is the
I won't
best-
spoil it.
It's the best ending of a documentary of all
It
time.
ends exactly as it should.
Into the Abyss is a little heavy. It's death row, basically interviewing real people on death row.
That's a movie
and what they're
podcast.
like.
Moving on.
Anyway, yes, he's also done some Hollywood movies.
Yeah.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck you up with this.
Yeah, ready for this.
Man, I know who he is. He's
Res-
Satan.
Rescue Dawn.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Classic.
I know Rescue Dawn.
And he also did the Bad Lieutenant, the Nicolas Cage version,
Oh.
which is batshit crazy.
That's stupid.
I mean,
I hate its guts.
The Harvey
I liked
Keitel
it.
ones.
I hate the
are a
Harvey
little crazy
Keitel
as well.
one. I hate that.
It's
hate
also
the whole,
weird.
Hate the,
I only remember one
Hate the
scene and we're
remake
not
and the
talking
original.
about it.
Anyway, if you like documentaries and that sort of stuff, go check out Werner Herzog. I warn you, though, most of them are a little heavy.
Also,
Watch Grizzly Man, though.
Send me a message because we can have a little group chat about it.
I'd love to.
Yep.
Let's go down a Werner Herzog documentary
Let's do it.
rabbit hole where we watch we'll start another WhatsApp group without Duff.
Hey, that's perfect.
He's not really responding.
Otherwise
to the one
known
we've
as
got.
just text message. Jai/Jay Courtney. We've spoken about him quite a few times now.
Where did he come from? Where did he go?
Yes.
What?
Australia?
He's from Australia.
Perth?
Yeah, and then where did he go?
LA?
No, but where is he now?
Oh,
He's
he's
coming back.
around.
Is he coming back?
He's coming
yeah,
back. He was
he's
just, we talked about this. He's just
Yeah.
on the
Man.
latest Chris Pratt Amazon TV show.
The Terminal
Yeah.
That's the villain. Yeah.
right.
And he was in Suicide Squad as well.
Was he?
Yeah. The second one as well.
That's right.
Ah.
I'm
Jay's around.
I'm still not like 100% sold on him. As in, I'm just, who are you? Like,
I think-
what's your thing? But then sometimes you're like, fuck, he's good. Like, he was really good in this.
Yeah, I
He
think
was perfect.
brooding is his thing, right?
Yeah.
That's his thing.
He's got a
Like,
thick neck.
and
know
he's
what?
just got the
He's handsome, but he's
stern
also
eyes.
like can be a tough guy, but he's
Yeah.
also handsome.
Yeah, he's definitely handsome.
You know what Jay Courtney's problem is?
Go on.
Pride. He will show up in these blockbusters, but you never see him in a B grade. You never see it.
No, you do.
Yeah, you
Brothers
will
in Arms last year.
Yeah, not shit.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
What's the one he did with Bruce Willis?
not shit.
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
That was
That's
supposed to
not
be
his fault,
blockbuster, but
though.
it's
That's a
shit
blockbuster
movie.
still, though.
I was like, what's that Bruce
So
Willis movie?
he refuses to slum it.
Yeah.
The Die Hard,
You
the
mean
biggest
Die
one
Hard,
of it. Yeah.
Like Elijah Wood would say.
Okay, that's interesting. He doesn't slum.
He
Doesn't slum. He doesn't do TV until the
pride.
terminal list, and he doesn't slum.
Yeah.
Terminalist.
TV doesn't have the stigma that it once did anyway.
No,
There's
no.
shame in that.
TV's
No.
back, mate.
Get them checks.
Streaming, baby.
I'll say there's no shame in it once, that's another thing with the movie stars. Denzel, Leo, Cruz. You ever imagine one of them being in a TV show? I can doubt it.
Yeah. No.
I doubt it.
No.
Has Tom Hanks ever done a TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has he?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think he has.
No. There you go.
Look,
Maybe
I-
that's separating the stars from the
I disagree.
famous actors.
you know what? As what somewhat esteemed actor myself, I'll step down and do TV if anyone wants
Will
to
you?
offer me a role.
You
yeah.
do TV?
Yeah. The country
Don't
practice
sell yourself
reboot can.
Hey,
I'm in it.
I'm going to add Arnold Schwarzenegger to that wall. Cool. Carry on.
Was.
No.
was one of the world's biggest movie stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty longevity, though, so he's
He's
going
in the
up there.
conversation.
And he was the governor of California, so he would just knock that fucking wall down. Where is Mount Rushmore?
I have no idea. Actually.
somewhere in North
California?
America.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Midwest. And then last we've got.
We'll cut all that
It's
out.
one of the first names I've had struggle with. It's David Oyelowo.
Yeah, right.
Oyelowo. It's Oyelowo.
Brilliant actor.
He plays the detective. Is he that? He's a bit of a that guy.
He
isn't
really is. He's
Yeah.
that guy for sure.
So here's the funny thing. Like, I've watched this film. This would have probably been the 6th time. And
Couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
someone said to me, he's in Jack
Everyone-
Reacher. And I'm like, fucking is he?
I got him here now. Come in, Dave.
It could have
And
been
then we're
anyone.
like-
It could have been anyone.
Nah, he's
No, you like him?
I think he's good.
Name,
He's
name
good.
some other films he's in, Duff.
I could name 100.
Go. Give me 3.
Well, we're
Give
in
me
the
3.
We're in the middle of a podcast.
Give me 3.
I can't until I see his name or something.
Got him.
Heaps.
Got him.
Heaps.
That. Gotcha.
Got him.
So apparently he's in the Cloverfield. He's looking it up.
Yeah.
Get off your phone, mate. Doesn't matter. You lost.
I don't have a phone.
The Cloverfield Paradox, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Lincoln, and then there's a heap of TV stuff. Is he British? There was a heap of British stuff.
You know
on
what,
there.
Ken? I've got him confused with someone else, don't I? Denzel Washington.
No, not him. So yeah, he's kind of like he's that guy. Like you're like, I know him from something, but you couldn't say what. He's kind of not overly notable.
No.
And I'm sorry.
He's good. He holds his own, but
He's really good.
Yeah.
He's really good. And I'm sorry.
He served his purpose. He served his purpose.
Yeah.
Throw him in
To
there.
not take attention away from Tom Cruise. That was his fucking purpose.
Nobody takes attention
Yeah.
away from Tom Cruise.
Other notable cast includes Richard Jenkins
Our
of
boy.
Step Brothers fame, and of course Robert Duvall, a legend of the cinema,
So,
who played the gun range owner, Gunny.
Gunny. I love Robert Duvall.
Yeah, he's great.
I'd forgotten he was in this movie. Robert Duvall pops up and he fucking does Robert things.
He is.
I don't know why he's in this movie.
He's
but
literally
I'm
the
happy
same
that he is.
character in Gone in 60 Seconds,
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
is
that's
one
right.
of his best characters.
He's so good. And I'm saving my vision. He's got his eye closed.
My night vision, yeah.
Saving my night vision.
Yeah, he's
Honestly, like, love you. Shout out Robert Duvall. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I think
He's great.
I think everyone ever.
Whenever he appears on the screen, you go, sweet, is Robert Duvall.
Yeah, you can't not like
Let's
him.
fucking go.
He can do I think he's got.
He's
I
an
think he's got an
actor.
Oscar. I'm pretty sure he's got an Oscar for back in the day. Yeah,
definitely.
Oh, look at the guy's resume. It's been incredible.
It's incredible.
Huge
Yeah.
actor.
But these days he's happy just to do Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yes.
Or I think on that podcast I actually said he's slumming it in this.
Yeah.
But he don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He just pops up in Reacher 4 years later.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Sounds like fun.
And he's
There's action
perfect.
and shit. Yeah, I'll do it.
It's perfect for that role.
Yeah,
Yeah.
loved it.
Fun facts.
Yeah, do it.
I didn't have any other cast. There was a few other names and faces in there, but I think I nailed the.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
The
one of your fun
ones that-
facts that Tom Cruise does his own stunts because I don't think many people know that.
Tom Cruise does all of his own stunts in this film. Really does. Does all
love
the
that.
fighting, did his own driving,
Yeah.
did everything. Always does.
Do you reckon you could beat Tom Cruise in a fight? Do you reckon
No.
he's just like a
Nah,
screen
I reckon
fighter?
he's fucking trained. I reckon he fights, eh?
Yeah, you reckon?
He'd be one of
I
those
reckon he
guys
can shout and cut,
who'd
Nah, I reckon
do a
and then you kick him in the balls.
he'd do a fight scene in a movie, then study the whole art of it, and whoop my ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would.
Probably right.
There would be one scene where he has to punch someone in the face, and he'll do 6 months.
He's
of
a black
kickboxing.
belt in
He'll,
whatever.
he'll go to like some farm in Thailand and learn off like one of the masters of
Yeah.
fucking Muay
He's a
Thai or
sensei
something.
in every part martial art
He's
ever
just that
invented. Yeah.
The most fucking beautiful and irreplicable thing about him.
Other than his teeth.
Yes. Jai Courtney.
They'll haunt me forever.
Jai Courtney and Josh Hellman had so much trouble with the American accent required for their roles that several planned scenes were scrapped.
Perfect.
And many of Courtney's lines were dropped from the sides.
So he's not a good actor.
No, well,
No.
can't do the accent anyway.
Can't do that. I think it worked out better because he's more of a silent, brooding type.
Yeah, he's better.
and
Yeah,
that's what you kind of
you
want.
wouldn't want
to
him
reach as
to-
arrogant,
yeah.
fucking
Totally
a line a
agree.
minute. So
Yeah, true. As
I'm
a
happy
guy
with
that's popping off innocence like he does
Yeah,
at the
I
beginning
think
with no qualms at all.
that. I think it's a clever call.
Yeah.
This is from
I like
IMDb.
Google in general. There wasn't anything overly fucking fascinating about any of these trivia, but I think there's some okay shit. This is one for the book readers out there. The irony of as in the Jack Reacher novels, not just people that read books in general. This is one for the smart people out there.
People who like the
book
newspaper.
readers. What you reading for? The irony of
You're a fucking nerd.
the irony
Free
of
books every day.
having a car chase scene in the movie is that in the Jack Reacher novels,
No car scene.
Reacher doesn't like to drive.
Terrible
He's
driver.
A terrible driver.
He
Oh,
hitchhikes.
really?
He
Yeah.
hitchhikes everywhere.
He hitches, he rides buses, subways, etc., etc.
Cruise is
driving.
like, I need a muscle car. I'm going to fucking drive it fast in the rain. That's what I love. That
Fuck
scene's
your
fucking
25
great.
novels, Lee Childs. I'm
And
driving.
I thank Tom Cruise for that because I really enjoyed
You know
that
what's
scene.
different
Good car
about
chase.
this movie? He borrows a car and it doesn't end up being a dead body in the boot. Every single book.
Oh, that's how a lot of them start. Yeah,
There's just a dead body in the boot of a car.
I've noticed that.
It's in the TV show. It's like 3 guys to fucking get put in the boot.
Here's some casting.
check my boot.
Some casting stuff. Brad Pitt. This is what the
Yeah.
IMDb had down.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt is Reacher.
Good. Take it. Yep.
Hugh
No.
Jackman.
No.
No, maybe.
Oh.
Maybe at a pinch. No,
If he wants
Forget
to
about the books.
If he wants to reinvent himself, yes.
Okay.
he could do it.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx.
Imagine prisoners Hugh Jackman in this.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Jamie Foxx.
No, I'm not a Jamie Foxx
fucking-
guy. Hey.
Little too, yeah.
Yeah.
And Will Smith.
Yeah, Will can pull it off,
Yeah,
but
probably.
I don't want to
Yeah.
watch.
Will could
Yeah.
have done it.
But I
Yeah.
don't think you can call it Jack Reacher. You can call it Will Smith.
It
Here's
just
the one-
Goes
He
around
just slaps
slapping
people.
motherfuckers.
Here's
Will Smith, keep my wife's name. out of my fucking-
Jack
the tagline.
Slapper.
Jack Slap.
Jack Slapper. Jack Slapper.
Here's the one that
Johnny
apparently
Depp.
this person was tied to it for quite a while because this took a long time to get made into an actual movie. That I really liked this one.
Ooh.
Vince Vaughn. Have to learn how to fight and get actually buff rather than just large.
Jeez, that's a swerve for Vaughnie. I don't mind
bad.
it.
Well, he's 6'6".
And he's
Yeah.
got the right. He's got the tone.
Yeah, he could do, yeah.
He's got the right tone. He's smarmy. That's
But I'm just trying right now to picture in my mind's eye Vince Vaughn beating the fuck out of someone, one guy with another guy's head.
That's his problem.
Attack on cell.
Yeah,
Brawl
yeah,
in cell
Brawl in
block.
Cell Block 99.
Yeah, you
He
guys
stomps
keep
a
trying to do
1,000
this to me.
faces.
Watch
Stomps
it.
1,000 faces. That's what the
Watch
movie
it.
should have been.
Okay.
He
Have you
turns-
not seen it?
No, we've been
faces
over
into
it.
mush.
Sometimes you make me sick. You need to watch.
Regularly. And I'm okay with that.
That's it. That's all I had for fun facts. The only other one was how many Reacher novels there were. There's 26. Sorry, 26 so far. Are they still going? I
Yeah.
don't know. Is Lee Childs a man or a woman?
Lee
Or a
Child
child.
is a man, but Lee Child is not his name. That's just his writer's name.
Ah.
Suited him.
Suited him. Is that what it's called?
I believe so,
I didn't
yeah.
know. All right. Redeeming. What he's got.
Okay, just real quick before we
yep.
fun fact wise, and this is
Sorry, yes.
what's the opposite of a fun fact?
Boring fact.
I've got a dark thing.
Oh, okay.
So I wonder if there was any controversy around this after the DC snipers. So this is I looked it up because I remember them being much closer together, but it was 2002 I think was the DC snipers.
Really? Was it that old?
Yeah, so I think like 10 years is a statute of limitation. Okay, do sniper movies again.
Yeah.
Because Jesus is a sensitive subject. Like
I
there've
think-
been snipers on the loose
Yeah.
relatively
I
recently.
don't know.
Yeah.
I think the world has changed where it's pretty woke and that shit, people just know it's a movie now. You know what I mean? It's
Oh
not
God,
that
I wish that
huge
was the
contra-
truth stuff.
No, it's just so far from it. Yeah, I think it's getting worse.
Yeah.
It's not getting
Like
better.
9/11 happened and they released Waterboy.
That is your best take.
It's a fucking movie.
I mean, he's not wrong.
It's the first movie that came back to cinemas.
Oh, we're
The country needed to laugh.
We're done.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, cool. Yeah,
I see your point.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can see. So the controversy. Weird to me that the controversy about this movie is the height of the main character
Yeah.
and
not the-
nary a mention
yeah.
of the shooting of the innocent people, which was that should have been relatively fresh in there.
Maybe that's why they did it. The height of the character. That'll be a bigger
Just-
story.
Yeah, it'll
than
be,
the sniper.
it'll be
Yeah,
a
yeah.
misdirect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, look over here at this little man. Don't pay any attention to the lady carrying the baby. So yeah, I'll go with my wrap up if you want.
Please.
I really enjoyed it, but like I said before, the paradox for me is the things that I think made it really good
Yep.
are also some of the things that probably held it back from being better. So it missed the mark. It missed the mark a little bit.
Okay.
The script is awesome. The performance is really good. I've never watched a Tom Cruise movie and thought he mailed it in.
Yeah.
And even if that was the worst thing you could ever say about him, like even if you hated fucking Tom Cruise, you hated everything about him for some reason, you don't like his teeth,
Yeah.
whatever it is, the
His
Scientology
height.
thing.
Yeah.
The fact Nicole,
Yep.
he broke her heart,
Did he?
possibly, probably, broke mine. Whatever it is, you would never say, "Fuck, Tom Cruise didn't give it his all." And
Yeah.
he is cooking in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
Loves it, doesn't
yeah.
he? Yeah.
Yeah, and he's he's on point with the dialogue, with the action. I think he's well cast from that regard. I have no connection. I brought no baggage from the books, rather.
Yep.
So I went in fresh, as I tend to do, which was nice. And I was really pleasant. Went past really fast.
Yeah.
And that's usually a really good sign. The old phone test, I wasn't on my phone at all. I was pretty invested. So I really enjoyed it. I think that they did enough to make me invested in both the protagonists, and definitely they went to extra lengths to make us emotionally invested in the innocent people that
the
died.
victims, yeah.
And I really appreciated that.
Yep.
Even though it hurt my feels a little bit, I think that that's an extra step that elevates it a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely
Quality
redeeming
script.
it. Yeah. And I'd say it's a fun watch, but it's pretty forgettable ultimately. Like I'm not really going to remember many of these details of this movie in 5 years. Like
maybe that's a good thing.
There's nothing
because
wrong with
it's
that.
fun to watch it again.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Not everything has to leave a stain on your head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in your brain.
Yeah.
So definitely redeeming. And you know what I'm going to do? I haven't got a number, so I'm going to actually just agree with the world, and I'm going to give it 64.
Okay. That's good.
Okay, I'll redeem, and I will make it short. I'll make it sweet. It's pretty obvious
Better
how
be
I feel
sweet.
about this movie. I am a huge Jack Reacher fan, the book-wise, and because of the TV show, I'm an actual huge TV show Jack Reacher fan. And because of Tom Cruise in this, I'm a huge movie Jack Reacher fan.
All right. So you weren't one of the fans. You weren't one of the novel fans that were like, it's too short.
I was.
Burn it all.
Originally I was, but I thought, you lose that. You lose sight of that. You forget how tall he is and how yoked he's supposed to be. And at the end of the day, it's a lot more to Jack Reacher than his size and what he does. It's the way he delivers lines, the way he fights. It's everything. I've always loved Jack Reacher. I'll keep it short. I'll keep it sweet. And I'll give it 76.
Ooh, nice.
From Philadelphia.
Well, of course, I am redeeming this. It's a wonderfully watchable film.
Yeah.
It's got heaps of decent action, good performances, the script, the dialogue, all the stuff that BJ spoke to, and really nicely put together from Christopher McQuarrie, who I'm sure will remember his name now.
Competent.
We know what he's
I would
doing.
even go so far as to say it's competent.
Yeah, it is really competent.
Super
yeah.
competent.
What I like about it most, though, which we've kind of spoken about, but it's the cheesy and smarmy dialogue sometimes, which it is, but it still manages to keep the serious tone. This could have so easily just tipped over into tongue-in-cheek territory. It could have so easily been, and
Could have been a Rock movie.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
if The Rock's in this, I don't
It's
like
a different
it.
movie.
Yeah,
And that's
'Cause
Cruise, right?
yeah.
That's kudos to Cruise.
It is, yeah, because
Big time.
and the script, like the actual
And
dialogue.
his
yeah.
personal writer who writes movies for Cruise.
Yeah. So they kept it true to the books, as far as I know. Other than Cruise's height or whatever the fuck people cry about. But the actual character itself was true to the books, which is really cool. I think there's something there. And the other thing that I think kind of sets it apart was I spoke about before, but the fighting action scenes.
Yeah.
So you've got this really serious tone, even though the dialogue is like sometimes a little bit over the top. And then you've got the fighting scenes, which are like someone gets punched in the face, they fucking feel it. Someone gets hit with a baseball bat, they get knocked out. So all of this shit. And it's like, this is a fucking good action movie. This is wicked. I'm having a good time. I'm going to watch this a lot, which I do. So in the end, I'm giving it 80. And if you disagree with me, I'll beat you to death and drink your blood from my boot. Very good.
Nice.
So before we go, the mini-sode is going to be, as I said before, the top 5 Cruise films, which I think is going to be a lot of fun because he's obviously got a wide variety in terms of genres
Doesn't he ever?
a time span. And the other thing on the mini-sode, I got a little game planned. It's around recasting.
Right.
Okay.
Because of this, a theme of this was Cruise couldn't be Reacher. So I've done a little something like that.
I'm just going to name a taller actor every time.
Yeah, you can do that.
Just get taller and taller.
And that was it. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Another shout-out to our American friends.
Yeah. And the rest of the world.
And the rest of the world.
Appreciate you all.
God damn, what a brush!
Bye.
Can you tell me what you see?
I see the same things I see every day.
Well, imagine you've never seen it. Imagine you've spent your whole life in other parts of the world, being told every day you're defending freedom. And finally you decide you've had enough. Time to see what you've given up your whole life for. Maybe get some of that freedom for yourself. Look at the people. Now tell me which ones are free. Free from debt, anxiety, stress, fear, failure, indignity, How many wish they were born knowing what they know now? Ask yourself, how many would do things the same way all over again? And how many would live their lives like